right. Okay, we are live. It's the 2025 Arnold Classic Watch Party. I'm joined, I wouldn't say as always, because I do a lot of these myself, but a watch party, I got to have this guy, Big Mike Cox, all the way from Florida, originally from the Buckeye State of Ohio. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up, Ron, man? How you doing? This is like the kickoff to our year 37 Arnold Classics, bro. 37 years of this we've seen. It's just amazing to where it is now, from where, in the vet, in the little, with the basement vendors and shit. So
What year was your first Arnold?
1989.
Oh, wow. The first Arnold. You were there.
The very first one. We were in the very last row, me and mom and dad. It started at 7. Hans and Franz came out, right?
Yeah.
And when Arnold came out, dude, it was like, because remember back then, how big Arnold was. People don't realize how huge of a star he was. And I was 15, right? I couldn't even drive yet.
Wow.
And he walked out, and Ron, it was like Jesus walked out, and like, it was like, Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger. And dude, literally, like, 6 months later, I did my first show. Like, I was like, screw it. Yeah. But it was just the excitement, bro. You still get that excitement that you got all those years ago, because we're just meatheads. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we do.
I'm going to put some stuff on the screen to talk about, because I did not watch the judge.
Ich meine, der Logo.
Yeah.
Ich meine, der Logo.
I thought I taped it. Did I tape them all with everybody in it? I did. So what I'm going to have to do is go to the footage itself, because it was a very surprising Classic Physique today,
bro.
Yeah, they're doing fitness. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up while we're talking. So go ahead and tell me a little bit about what your impressions were.
Well, the first thing I thought of was that no one in their right mind thought Logan was going to show out like that. He wasn't mentioned in any of the predictions. He wasn't really talked about. I didn't even recognize him at first when he came out. He had a different look to him, Ron. Like, it was a different body. Yeah. So I was like, and I had to look at his face for a minute, and it was just because he's been at this for so long, and I think years ago we had these expectations of, you need to be good now, dude. Like, what's the problem, right? But as we know, it doesn't happen like that anymore. There's no more turning pro and then all of a sudden you're awesome, right? So it's taking time for his body to mature, to come into his own. Dare I say, kind of Bob Paris-like, in that how he kind of walks out and just kind of the silhouette standing there.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he's been good for a very long time, but I was waiting for him to get to the next level I was starting to doubt if it was ever going to happen for this guy. As good as he is, we've all known guys who they had the potential to go all the way, either Mr. Olympia champ, or like top 3 or something. And he's been struggling. He missed an Olympia, he got sick at the last minute. He's been like 9th or 10th place at the Arnold Olympia, but he's never been in this upper echelon. And boom, all the way up to he's pushing for this title today. He is in very, very strong contention for it.
It's kind of like they forgot about him, right? Because Bumstead obviously was getting all the noise, and then Sommerfeld was getting a lot of noise, and obviously Urs, as usual, kind of the usual suspects, right? And he kind of got lost in the shuffle to these guys, and it's just, you're as good as your last show. And I think maybe the last Arnold, he dropped out of. I can't remember one show he was there, but he had some with the Olympia he dropped out of.
Yeah.
And the potential's always been there, but we've seen guys with potential before. We've seen hundreds of guys that potential, but this was, he showed out, man. Like, and just, I think, the chatter's going to be there again, right? Kind of the noise, because we've got an open Olympia now. Like, it's up for grabs. Not saying he's going to win here, but even if he doesn't win, it's just, he kind of served notice that this is I'm here. This is kind of like his coming out party.
I mean, the condition, I've never seen him in this kind of condition. So big props to Patrick Tour for doing a hell of a job getting him looking sharper than ever while keeping him fairly full. I've seen him flat a few times, and he's a taller guy. He's a legit 6 foot. Here's Daboul. Daboul is also in contention.
Yes.
He's done very well at the Arnold before. He won the Arnold UK. He's been top 5 at the Olympia. He got, I hate to bring stuff like this up, but one of the biggest news stories last year was he got brutally beaten down backstage by security, two-row security at one of their shows. And I didn't know if that was going to affect him. It seemed like he just got the face and stuff, but you never know how that's going to affect somebody. But this guy looks fantastic. We'll see the top 5. He's definitely top 5. Some people have him as high as 3rd, but condition, this guy never disappoints with condition. He brings it.
Dude, these guys were so conditioned and dug out. Like I love what I love about Classic is they bring that old school 90s condition to them to where like they're not overly full, but they're just gnarly in shape. And the top guys, man, like he when he first walked out, Ron, I was like, okay, maybe you got to see him next to each other, obviously, but I was shocked how shredded he was, right? And 3rd place is that I can see he's fighting for that 3rd spot. There's a few guys in contention for that. But damn, he looked phenomenal.
Yeah. The thing about Wesley, I had him possibly being the guy to push Sommerfeld for the title. He won this last year. Then he won the Arnold UK. So things were looking good for him, even though he did get shuffled down. The Olympia seems to be, I don't know. He's one of those guys that in bodybuilding, we've seen guys who always look better at the spring shows. And something about the Olympia, they never quite put it together. Wesley's always kind of flat. And this is a flatter Wesley. It's a little better than the Olympia, but it's not what I was hoping for. Condition, I love this guy's condition, but he needs to be a little bigger and fuller, because he is a tall dude. He's a legit 6'3".
He's tall.
And the legs, the legs are a liability. They're not horrible, but they're not what they need to be.
He set the bar really high last year, right? That physique was like, wow. So, unfortunately, we do compare him to that look. He's not off. He's not a bad look, but when you have that kind of frame, it takes a lot, even for Classic, right? It takes a lot to fill that kind of frame out, Ron. And just, we've seen him better. He's up against some guys that actually dug out, and a few guys that had my structure a little bit better too. So, when you're up against that kind of those guys and with bigger legs too, you kind of, I don't want to say stringy because he's got a great frame,
right? But
you know what I mean. You know what you're up against being that tall. It's kind of be a disadvantage for you.
We wouldn't know, would we?
No clue, dude.
It's all theoretical to us, but I mean, he's great for the sport. He's a very good guy. If they say Sam Sulek's good for the sport, Wesley is a great representative, well spoken, great on social media. So this is Matt Grego. He's Derek Lunsford's training partner. I believe he moved down to Tampa just to be able to train with Derek.
Yep.
A little lag on the video, and I saw him win New York Pro last year. Beating, I can't remember the big Brazilian guy, Wildberger, something like that. Eric Wildberger.
Yeah. Yes.
And he's packed on, I don't know. I think he was still almost 10 pounds under the pro limit at that point. And he's certainly not under the limit now. Look at that in slow motion. Yeah. This kid is in the top 5. He was in that call out and he looks damn good. I'd probably give him a haircut if I could, but that's just me being the old cranky man. What'd you think?
Tell me about it, dude. I know, man. I know. The gym that actually they have that Derek's opening is like not far from where we live, so it looks very nice. But he's made a lot of improvements, Ron. His body's changed quite a bit, like dramatically changed, right? So he's one of those guys to where you knew he was gonna be a first call-out guy at this show, and this is a good showing for him, right? He's kind of creeping up into that upper echelon, right? You have to go through some stuff to get there first, right? You can't no guys to just come in and just slam the door open, I'm here. You kind of got to chip away. It's not about earning your dues anymore. It's about, improving your physique.
Yeah.
Like none of these, nobody is that good to when they turn pro that they can just step on a pro stage, a pro or classic, and just dominate anymore. Rare, it's rare, right? But it's just keep doing what you're doing, and you're training with Mr. Olympia. Those guys bust their ass, dude. You know they work. You know, I'm sure they work a lot of hard. What we just see social media, but they're working even when we're not seeing the videos. So I think training with Derek's been really good for him.
Yeah, and I have to wonder, he's got to be maxed out for the height and weight thing here. So I don't you're looking at him. Do you think he needs to be any bigger, or is this he's significantly bigger than when he turned pro? I can tell you that, but he looks to be a taller guy with long limbs. Do you see that's the debate about? We could argue all day is how big should a classic guy be? Because Sommerfeld, when I call him a straight up bodybuilder, I get blasted. But what I mean by that is he could also do well in bodybuilding. He's got the mass to do it. Most of these guys in classic, they would not do well in bodybuilding, 212 or open.
No,
go ahead.
It's a fine line, man. You know what I mean? Because we know what a classic physique looks like when we see it.
Yeah.
And sometimes getting bigger might not help because a lot of these guys, Ron, some of these guys don't have classic structure, right? They've got little funky structures to them, right? They're not Sommerfeld, not Bumstead.
Yeah.
So you got to be real careful about how getting bigger and making sure keeping your waist tight. So maybe just keep doing what you're doing and just gradually add a pound or two, add some maturity. Just take some time and mature into your physique. You know what I mean? And just be patient.
Yeah, the kid looks great. I think I want to say he's like 25 or 26 years old. I know he's young. He's a young man. That to me, that's like a child.
He's a baby. He's a baby. I was even shaving at 25. Barely shaving.
Oh, come on, please. You actually had the same hairstyle as Matt, I believe. But
yeah, God bless. It was a great time. I see old pictures. I'm like, oh, look at that hair, man. First thing I say, look at my hair.
So Samson 12321. Yeah, classic is about appearance, not weight class. Cedric to me that's classic bodybuilding. It's not classic physique. He was way too heavy to do that. But I was actually, my Facebook memories are coming up in 2017. Arnold Classic was the first show that I covered for MD as online editor, and I was working with the late great Peter McGuff and Sean Ray. And it just struck me today that the top two in the open are no longer with us. It was Cedric McMillan and Dallas McCarver.
I saw the picture with you posted with Peter and Dallas. And was it you and Peter or Peter and Dallas? It was crazy, man. You're like, and just that it's just crazy how like time and things happen. I mean, just and Dallas is a kid. You know what I mean? It shouldn't come to that. I just think what I mean. That was a period around things were just weird in the sport, man. It just seemed people were getting sick, and it was a bleak few years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think everybody's more health conscious now. I think it's talked about more. So we haven't seen those kind of things anymore.
I mean, with the vaccine and everything, we lost a lot of people.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So here is Mike Sommerfeld, the heavy favorite going in, and he could very well still pull this win off. We'll look at the comparisons pretty quick, but second in Bumstead, which in a lot of people's minds, that puts him next in line for the title. We both know it doesn't necessarily always work out that way. Sometimes someone comes along just so much improved. Like I'm thinking about Ruffin. We've never seen Ruffin with more mass. We're going to see that in Pittsburgh. He's doing Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We'll see what he looks like and see if that new version of Ruffin is something that could threaten and possibly beat. Well, it's not like it's Mike's the only one going in. You still have Ramondino. You still have who's some of the other top guys. Palczynski. Breon's gone. Breon's moved on at 212. But yeah, Mike is certainly in a lot of people's minds. He's your next Classic Olympia champ. So if he loses this today, we're going to actually find out in a couple hours. What does that put him for the Olympia? He's no longer really the heavy favorite. And Logan, who aside from his fans, and he does have he's like 1.5 million fans on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of fans, but there's a lot of people who would just never have considered Logan a possible Olympia champ. They just didn't have him in that elite strata. But maybe after after this, even if he takes second, he's still pushing Sommerfeld hard. A lot of people have one or the other. It's not a clear-cut Sommerfeld dominating type of thing. But Sommerfeld, talk to me about Sommerfeld, man. Straight up bodybuilder with a classic look, as far as I'm concerned. What do you think?
Dude, he's a bodybuilder, right? It's one of those things. You know when you see it, right? You know a class guy, and he's a bodybuilder that's on a classic stage. And for me, I'm partial to that. I'm partial to his physique, but that's not necessarily what classic's about, right? So it's kind of like the Samson thing, to where some guys are harder than Samson, but he's what bodybuilding's about. But listen, I love Mike's look, dude. That's just a very pretty look. Huge legs, small waist, but with these guys, there's no one guy, Ron, that's that good again. We're not gonna see a C-bum anymore, right? There's no C-bums out there, I don't think. So, like in the Open, there's like 5 guys that can win this show, and with these guys too, Ron, it's just they all come on, they all nail it. So it's not like so and so might be on. These guys all nail it. So it's gonna come down to the criteria and what the judges really want, what direction you want to go in, right? Mike wins, then do guys get bigger and kind of say screw the lines, right? So it's just kind of what direction you want. But dude, his physique, he's hard, he's big, he's a classic bodybuilding freak. How's that?
Fair
Get all the terms in.
Evie says he is the new C-bum. I don't know about that. I don't think we're ever going to see another. Just like there was only one Lee Haney, one Ronnie. There's only one C-bum. I don't think we're ever going to see someone dominate classic physique Olympia for 6 years like that. I could be wrong. Maybe there's somebody who hasn't even been born yet. That'll be the guy.
C-bum, he hit lightning in the bottle. Social media hit. His personality was just right at the time. The broccoli hairs were just forming that cult, and it just was like a wave of kids that fell in love, right? It's just, and I'm trying in my old age to be less angry and more open-minded with these kids. So I'm putting myself like, if I was a Sean Ray fan back then, I probably would have been just as crazy, right? But I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what? I'm not judge not, lest ye be judged. I'm trying to be a not more better person, but
I mean, we do have to express our opinion. That's what we're here to do. So
yeah, but there's no more C-bums. There's no more Ronnies. There's no more Phils. Like, it's not. They may be around, but we won't be around to see them, right?
Probably not.
With classic and men's physique, the talent pool is thinned out. You know what I mean? If there was no classic, who knows what C-bum would be, right?
Yeah,
we don't know. So
here we go. This was judging. Mike was dead center. They didn't move him. Usually that's an indication he's going to win. But we'll see. There was a comparison at the very end. It was just Logan and Mike, and when it's very close, that's what you see. You see a two-man call out at the very end. This was a call. This is your top 5 in no particular order. So I know we're only seeing one pose, but try to give it to me. You're 1st through 5th, looking at this lineup of the 5 guys.
Ron, what I like to do is I like to look at their faces when they get moved around, because sometimes you can see that disappointment on some guys' faces. But the fact is, Logan and Mike didn't move. They were there the entire time, and they shuffled the other guys around. Wesley, they moved Wesley over next to Mike as well, but it's not the best Wesley. And when Wesley's not 100%, when he's next to guys that are a little bit better, it kind of his flaws become more apparent because he's got that bigger frame, right? So we see that. But Logan, the hardness, everything about Logan, the color, the hardness, and he knows how to pose to hide his flaws. Like when you watch him pose, like he's classic. His hips are just not wide, Ron, but it's not perfect V. But how he holds his hips, how he shifts his shoulders, his arms. He never stands kind of just straight on. Kind of like how Barry DeMay did it, kind of very Barry DeMay like, right? But he's a master poser. So he hides his flaws a lot better than a lot of other guys. But dude, he nailed it today, bro. He nailed it. So for me, I have Logan first, Mike second. I'd have
Jen.
Matt third, maybe. Hey, Jen. But it's hard. But those two, like, when you have the two guys at the end, we kind of know where this is headed. So, the lighting that'll be a little bit different. And what I love about the night show is these guys look even crazier, bro. They're gonna look even nastier with their conditions. So I can't wait.
Because they have the burger and the sweet potato fries, right?
It always works, man.
Yeah. No, I just want to give props to both Logan and Patrick Tuor, because I've never seen Logan like this. I've seen him compete probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 times over the past few years, and this is by far the best. He was an underdog. He was not being touted as a top 5 guy for this show. And I think there's only 12 guys. So I think that actually works in your favor when there's nothing really expected of you. People are going to really be talking. They are talking about him all over social media. What a surprise. He was the surprise of this division today by far, Logan Franklin.
No pressure, right? You're not being talked about. No expectations. Nobody's like saying, "Oh, you need to win the show," or so it's just there's no pressure. So, you shocked the judges in what you weren't expecting it. And listen to Ron, you got to remember these guys. What we see on social media sometimes isn't what's on the stage. These guys come a lot closer than the open guys do, way closer to what we see on social media. But sometimes in that perfect light, in that pros gym under that magic light, it's not what you deliver on the day of the show. So you got to be careful about what you put up there. But I don't know, man. Like Michael DeBull, like I can see him. I prefer him in third place, and with Matt fourth. But the Asian guy, Ron, I love his physique. That dude was phenomenal from the front. He looked absolutely crazy.
I have to get his name. I don't want to be calling him the Asian dude. I know I don't follow classic well enough. I know all. No. Let's see. I'm gonna find. I'll find his name because he definitely deserves a shout out here. He's looking fantastic. That's probably sixth place right there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He just missed a little more back, but everything from the front and side is there, and it's just I truly admire because Ron, to get like this, there's some suffering involved. This isn't like refeed 600 grand. This is you got to suffer, man, to get those kind of striations and draw out like that. Okay. And when you look at it, and two, if you notice Logan, he has striations in his triceps, and we're watching this on webcast. So imagine how crazy he looks in person when you're there.
I've had people on social media telling me, "Yeah, I'm here, and everyone actually looks freakier than you think." But this is pretty good. His name is Ji-Hoon Bang. Bang. I can remember that. Bang, like Bang Energy.
Bang. So my dude Bang. Bang brought it.
But here we go. This was the last call out. So the judges, they needed to get one last really good look at these two. And man, I don't know. To me, it's tough. It's tough. I like Sommerfeld's physique a lot. I like Logan's physique a lot. Classic physique, to me, it's more about structure, symmetry, lines. Bumstead wasn't the biggest guy. He usually wasn't the most shredded guy. He just had the best total package of everything. And I don't know, man. I could see Logan taking this. They both look fantastic. I don't see one dominating the other at all. I'm glad I'm not a judge. Well, Mike's got that back shot right there.
Yeah. It's sure. And again, I hate to say, Mike had a certain bodybuilding, right? And the crazy meathead in me says, damn, if Mike had like 15 pounds, he would look like insanity on stage, right?
He would.
That would just be crazy, right? He would just, and kept, if you can keep that condition, which maybe not, but I don't know. It's a very close. I'm curious tomorrow when the score sheets come out to see the score sheets. The first thing I do when I wake up after shows like this while I'm eating is NPC News, find the score sheets, start comparing. Oh shit, so and so was in the lead. That it's start comparing. Then I'll put in the group text. Do you see this shit? So it's just
I don't think NBC News is covering this one.
Oh shit, you're right, Ron.
I don't think they cover the Arnold anymore because there was a little falling out a couple of years ago. I won't get into why. People who follow the industry know what it was all about, but I don't think they go to the Arnold anymore. So that's why I couldn't even find. I was trying to find the results for the amateur to see just the name of the other two class winners for the amateur that Sulek beat in Classic, and I couldn't find it. It'll probably be up tomorrow. But they're, NBC News. The great thing about them is they get those scores up pretty damn quick.
Yeah, right away.
They get the photos up very quick, and they get the scores up very quick. So that was the end of judging. Yeah. Good job, guys. Great job. Great job.
And
who's winning?
Small classes too, bro.
I didn't watch Ladies Divisions. Did you, Mike?
I sure as heck did.
Who's winning?
Wellness, I have no clue. I have no idea with wellness. Don't even get me started with that yet. My blood pressure goes up. But for fitness, they just finished the fitness routines right now. I'm watching. Yep. I would say Jackie Baker has a great chance of winning the show.
Oh wow.
She looked like she was maybe third or fourth in the physique round, but again, we know she looked like she sharpened up a little bit tonight for the finals. And her routines are always excellent. The girl, I can't remember her name, she took fifth at the fitness last year. She's very muscular. She was kind of in the center. Just the usual suspect, but I think Rockets Jackie's been second at the Olympia and second at the Arnold last year. So I
rank it a 7 out of 10. The lighting. How's that? Yeah. Now I know Ariel Kadir, one of our favorite fitness.
Yeah,
she's won it twice before, 3 times.
Three times in a row. It was 3 times in a row.
But she's got a neck injury that's just she's having a really hard time coming back from, and she had to drop out. Unfortunately, that sucks.
Yeah, so it's a rough division, man. Those girls, I couldn't imagine.
What's up, Zionic?
And they're older. Like some of them are older doing that shit, man.
100%. Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing because I want to bring up the other big story. Normally, no one gives much attention to the amateur show, but we did have this guy, Sam Sulek. Yes. So put him on screen first. Win the overall. Go, Sam. And it was one of those things where people were saying he only won because he is who he is. I'm going to show the comparisons, but before we compare him to the other people, tell me what you thought of. What do you think about Sam's physique just by himself? And we're using the parameters of classic physique and the ideals and criteria for classic, not open bodybuilding. So give me your brief critique analysis of Sam Sulek.
Okay, he's 23, right? It's his first show, but he's in a space and a time to where the following is just absolutely insane. But physique, right? He's got a good physique. He doesn't have a classic physique. He's a bodybuilder, right? If he was with us back years ago, he's a straight up bodybuilder. But he has good legs. He looked a lot better than he did his previous show. I was actually pleasantly surprised. There's obviously work that needs to be done. You know what I mean? It's not obviously far from finished, but he's got a big structure, but you just wonder how much what can be done. But it's just patience, people. You got to be patient. He looked good, man. But the Arnold Amateur now is a different show than it was, when Rolly Winkler won it, right?
It is.
When Andrew Jacks won it.
I got blasted by Sean Ray because Sean and Bob Chick predicted. Sean predicted with Bob on I don't know whose podcast it was, but it went. The clip went all over the place. Sean predicted he would win, and I said he's not winning the Arnold Amateur. Arnold Amateur is a tough international show. He's going to be up there with the best guys from the Middle East and Eastern Europe and Australia. And I was basing that statement on when I used to go and watch. I covered the Arnold Amateur with Giles for I think 3 years in a row, and it was during that Rolly Winkler era, like 2010 to 2013, when that was a tough show. And I don't think it's that tough a show anymore. I don't think they get the turnout, and they don't get as many international competitors. Don't get me wrong; these other 2 class winners look good, but not one of these 3 guys. and I understand they get more weight as a classic guy, but you should be able to look at the overall winner who gets a pro card at a show like this and say, wow, that guy's ready for the pros. He could, he'll fill out a little bit, but he's ready. And Sam's not ready. None of these guys look like they're ready to be on stage, even at like the New York Pro, the Pittsburgh Pro, the Dubai Pro, something like that. They would get smoked.
It's the era we're in, and I get it. I get it, like from the old man that we are perspective. That God dang, like right, if Edgar Fletcher would have had this opportunity, or Ken Castagnoli, or Matt Mendenhall, Jesus, what could have been done if the Arnold had amateurs like in the 90s and 2000s, what those lineups could have looked like back then, right? But it's the competition now, and not being an asshole, it is watered down because of so many divisions. So guys aren't jumping into bodybuilding like we did. They don't have the love for the sport. They love Bumstead. They love Sam. They see that. They don't see Lunsford or like they don't remember Ruley. They don't remember the freaks like we do. So the opportunities to turn pro are a lot more and a lot. I'm not gonna say not easier because it's still different. You still got to do the work, right? But if you do enough shows, you're gonna nail it eventually, right? If you got good enough physique, you got decent genetics.
Yeah,
but
I did.
Go ahead. This is who showed up.
Yeah.
Right. And I was talking to Chris Griffin. I think next year, this is going to be a really big show. He said that because a lot of guys are seeing this show and seeing the competition that showed up and like, holy shit, right? Maybe let me just not do the nationals. Let me just hit this one, even though this one overall. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know. I thought it was. I didn't know it was. I asked you guys who gets a pro card. So, right. But it's all about who shows up on the day of the show, right? He showed up. He did the work. The judges said he had the best physique. He got a pro card, man.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not his fault that it was a weaker show. I don't think he specifically targeted the show out of it being weak. I think he's an Ohio guy. I think he's from Columbus, right?
He is from Delaware, Ohio, which is like 30 minutes north of Columbus. He's a Buckeye dude, so leave him alone.
So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to find a qualifying show that's a couple weeks before. It was 12 days before. And then he can just go home, be in his own environment, come back, and
right.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, NPC Nationals, just for reference, I did look at the last Nationals to see how classic was. Arnold Amateur, I think there was like 4, 5, 6 guys in each of these classes, pretty small classes. There was like 30 to 40 guys in 4 different height classes, I think, at the Nationals. And the guy that won the Nationals would have smoked Sam easily. He was just a better physique, but it's not Sam's fault. This is who showed up.
He's a 23-year-old meathead. Like we were 23-year-old meatheads. I was 23-year-old meathead working at a strip club in a produce market, trying to make ends meet. Right? I didn't have social media, but God dang, I'm glad we didn't have social media back then for us. It's probably good we didn't, but we would be posting pictures of us. It would be the same shit, man. Right? But we didn't have it, and this is our mentality. And like Mandy says, you're a cranky old man, and I am, but this is how it was. And you're not going to tell me any other way that it was better than it was back in 1996, 97, 98. Yeah. Sorry, but listen, I don't know. I get people get angry, but this is what we have to deal with. And Ron, I swear to God, dude, I put that. I hope that God he gets an invite next year to this show and Bumstead comes back and all those guys can do it. It's just I like seeing the card. I'm a troll at heart, so I like seeing that, man, because people just lose their mind over this shit. Let the kid be a 23-year-old kid, enjoy it stuff. You know what I mean? Shit, I wish we could have been on stage the Arnold amateur, bro.
Why not?
Do you know what I mean? It wasn't there, but we would. If it was, we would have did the same thing, and all these guys have the same opportunity to do this show, but they choose not to. he took the influencer label and he dieted down, didn't have a coach, and did it. And people, listen, they're Sam fans. They're not bodybuilding fans. They don't give a shit about They care about what's his name? Sam. Well, they care about Sam. They don't care about us. They don't care about, Bonac or none of those guys. Right. They see him. They think he's Mr. Olympia. They think he's Bumstead, right? But the business part of this, Ron, it's a business, and it wasn't so much a business for us when we were younger, but it is for these kids now. And he's a brand, right? He had an engagement today, his speaking engagement at the Arnold Classic.
Yep,
talking. 23-year-old kid is talking and I don't think people realize the Arnold Classic. They just think it's the Arnold. No, like for us, it's Arnold effing Schwarzenegger's show,
right?
And it's huge. But so he's got opportunities, and he just was in the right place at the right time, and you can't be pissed at him, man. He's making his money, man. Don't count another man's money. Let that man do his thing. He's 23-year-old, jacked up on gear, popular. His social life must be fucking popping, man. God bless him. He's in Columbus too, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Do your thing, bro. Do your thing, Sam.
Well, here's what I want to ask you, because people are saying, Sam's win, Sam being a pro, it's good for the sport. So I get that, the fact that he has this huge following. He's got 6.5 million on Instagram. He's got almost 4 million subscribers on YouTube, which is crazy. Let me tell you, I'm at like 8,000. So yeah, I'm the old man hating on it, but I just wonder. I have to question. All those people, they're Sam fans. Are they suddenly going to start following IFBB Pro League shows, buying tickets? How can that translate to growing the sport, getting more of them interested in competing? I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
It doesn't. It translates to money for Sam. It translates to whoever can sign him. It translates to whoever can bring him in for an appearance. It's not going to grow the sport because everybody can't diet. That's what people don't realize, is that they just see the end result, right? They see the crazy weights and the crazy food. They don't see when that camera's off, when he's starving to death, when he's trying to get his boots come in, when he's got cotton mouth the day of the show, when you feel like dog shit the day of the show. They don't see that. They see the glamour behind Sam. They see the brand. This is Sam. That's not gonna, unless Sam's coming to guest pose, then no, it's not gonna translate to more people at shows. Nobody is at the Olympia. If he'll be at the Olympia, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But people buy a ticket to the expo. They're not gonna buy a VIP package. People that buy tickets to the show are fans of bodybuilding, right? So like Bumstead's got fans that are in bodybuilding and other outside fans. Like, so but the thing is, there's a lot of old guys with social media like us, right? And we like to voice our opinion, even though it's not the best opinion, but we feel we can voice it because that's us. We grew up like that, and we don't get butthurt. But he's a cash cow for his brand only, right? It's not, and I watch what I say, but people are going to have their hands out now for him, right? When you get a little bit of fame and they see the money coming in him, people are going to try to get a hold of him and get their hands into him. And so you hope he's got good people around him, right? And he seems he does. He doesn't have a contract, but I guarantee his inbox is flooded today. But just, if he manages, the end result is you can't do this forever. You do it, you make your dough, you get out with your health, right? So just manage this right, strategically plan what you're going to do. Maybe don't compete for a little while. Just keep putting out content, right? You know what I mean? Just do that. Come out with Sam supplements. You know what I mean? Like whatever. Because anything he does is going to make money. So if he's got the right people around him to invest that money and like maybe do a small show when you're ready. Yeah, bro, he's got, this is a business, and people don't realize that now, that this is like EPMD said, strictly business.
EPMD. You got to chill, Mike. But Sandra Okal up there, I don't follow wellness, but these women are amazing. I do like to look at them. I mean,
yes.
Look at the gluteus, the quads, the hams, the calves. Yeah, we were actually talking on the group chat today about, I think, was it you that said who will sign Sam as far as a supplement company?
Yeah.
And we all sort of agreed after that. He's going to come out with his own thing, 100%.
What can you pay him?
Exactly. Whatever you're going to offer him, he's doing fine. He's a millionaire. He's making over $1 million just from YouTube, which is incredibly difficult. That's how good his content is. That's how much people love to watch his stuff. If I know what YouTube pays, and I see the views that he gets and the subscribers and everything. So no one could have paid him, unless they're going to pay him $1 million, and no supplement company is going to give any guy, even Sam, $1 million a year. They want like 10 times the return on the investment, 20 times. So it wouldn't make sense for them. But Sam, he'll come out with his own line, his own brand, and it'll do well. And I hope he does that, and I hope it does well, because he's self-made. He was with Hostile for a while. He was getting a check from them, but for the most part, his popularity, it's come 99% through his YouTube content, which is, he has a videographer and all that, but it's him. It's him directing it. It's him talking to the camera, him doing the training, him doing a little posing. He's figured out the formula, and people love to listen to the kid and watch the kid. So God bless him.
It's very raw. Get it? Raw. Now, how much would that, if he signed with Raw Revive?
Yeah.
How much that would just, and I'm thinking, conspiracy theory in my head, like meathead conspiracy theory, like that would break the internet. Like that would just blow shit up. Like you would think the natural thing would be maybe for them to collab doing something just because of the enormous popularity. And now he's a pro of even a video with those two, right? With Sam and Chris would just, you know what I mean? Like just think, if that comes out, I would like a little bit of that check, that cut, because that was seriously my idea before anybody came up.
Yeah. I mean, even Bumstead, he's not signed. He's part owner in Raw Revive.
Yeah.
And he's part owner in Gymshark too.
Yeah.
I told you, my daughter was, she was at an event. She was DJing an event, a private. They had rented out this place called Giselle. It's a very high end restaurant on top of a hotel in Miami that my daughter she does like a gig there. And she's like, "Is Sam? Does Chris Bumstead have anything to do with Gymshark?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I think he's here because they bought out the restaurant for a private event." And she sent me this like real dark picture of Chris walking by. And I go, "Yeah, that's Chris Bumstead, all right." But I could see Sam buying into an existing company, whatever, and being part owner. I don't see him taking a check from somebody else, because he's not going to work for anybody else.
You can't. The return, like, what can they do? What could you do for him, right? It's just, and I don't know the intricacies of like, how they do the social media stuff, but or if he's got somebody, if he does his own thing, but he's got a built-in following. And Ron, whatever he does, they'll buy. And just think about, he's got a couple million followers. Yeah. I can see dollar signs. Like that's just dollar signs, right? And in Delaware, Ohio is not a, it's a nice little middle class, upper middle class town. Nothing fancy. You know what I mean? Like the gyms there, nothing. Columbus, nothing fancy, but it's just, he just seems like a humble kid, and everything from what Fuad was saying, he's just a humble kid that just loves to train, and just people gravitated towards him for whatever reason. They just, whatever those kids see in him, or whatever they saw, like, or however they related to it. And again, it's about relating to it. Like we related, everybody relates to somebody. Like Chris related to Barry DeMay. So it's just whoever relates to whoever else. You know what I mean? Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever they forgot. Just we all relate to somebody in sport. You know what I mean? So it's just, and they love Sam, man. Just Sam Sulek their dude, bro. So I don't get it, but I'm 52.
Think about it. We both go to the gyms, and we see that whole young crowd. We call them broccoli heads, but curly hair. Sam had the curly hair with the trucker cap. He had the bad skin. His skin seems to have cleared up. He must be on Accutane or something. I don't know. But they can relate to that. He's like, this is one of us, but he's way more jacked than we are. But if you listen to him talk, he's down to earth. He's humble. And the videos, it's refreshing to see after so many years of people just trying to outdo each other with crazy editing and graphics and music blasting. His videos are very, very basic and simple. They're straightforward. It's, if you watch a few of them, you see the format. Him driving to the gym, him training, and then he hits a couple poses, and the video's over. And it's what you're going to get, and it's always he's likable. He's got a very relaxing voice, so I get it. I get the Sam Sulek thing.
As you get a little bit, as I calm down a little bit, my testosterone gets lower and lower as I age. You're just not as angry. You're trying to kind of realize that, we were young ones too. You know what I mean? And just we were those kind of. But we were passionate about. I think we were passionate about the sport. We were passionate about individuals, but we were also passionate about the sport. Right? We love the sport. We had our favorites in the sport too. So we like women's bodybuilding. It was just women. I was a woman and men, but fitness and figure came along. Like we warmed up to that, and then you gradually fall in love with it. But you can't make these kids love this. It's not for everybody. It's not. Everybody doesn't fall in love with bodybuilding. They like different guys now. It's just, it is what it is. Like I can't imagine not bodybuilding. Like, oh, why would you want to do classic?
Right.
It just I don't get it. You know what I mean? But it's just me. That's just all we had. Yeah.
I mean the fact that we have it's 12 divisions now. I think Fit Model is the 12th division. Well, is that right? I believe it is. Yeah. If you count wheelchair, which is a division, I think there's 12. There are 12 different divisions now. So I don't know anybody that can honestly say they're equally passionate and they're fans of all the divisions. She's won this before, hasn't she? This Isabel?
Yeah. I learned that from Cindy. I learned that on the pre-show. Yes.
I did not see. Yeah. So did she win? Is she the defending champion?
I think did she either win this or the Olympia? I think one of the two.
Oh God, who's the Olympia champ? God, the wellness fans are gonna freaking kill me. Sometimes I just can't remember someone's.
I bet the winner's from Brazil.
She is from Brazil. What's her name? Someone will tell me in the comments and say, "You moron!" It's Francielle Matos. Anyway, yeah, okay. Very similar look.
So I think this girl won the Arnold before, back-to-back Arnold.
I mean, gorgeous, perfect body. I mean, what else? I assume. Well, they're going to have Fit Model, I think, at the Olympia this year.
Yes, yeah. Is it? But it's on the Expo stage, I think, right?
Yeah, as it should be. It's a new division. It's entry level, but I wonder because Arnold has no obligation to feature any divisions at all. If they wanted to, they could just have wellness and nothing else. That's it's up to their discretion. So I wonder if they're going to add Fit Model next year because they dropped. Look what they dropped. 212. There's no 212 anymore. There's no women's bodybuilding and there's no women's physique. Did they drop figure too? Is there no figure?
There's no figure anymore either.
Wow. Yeah.
This is wellness bikini. Wellness bikini are the only
and fitness.
Dude, and fitness. So I think they could, based on what they have here, because you think about all of the divisions, there's not a lot of overly muscular divisions, female divisions anymore, at the Arnold at all.
Broccoli.
If you look, right, you know what I mean. It's not. It's just body. But this show, Ron, bodybuilding is the showcase for this event. And Arnold makes sure that we all know that it's a bodybuilding event, and bodybuilding still stays the main talking point of the show. Yeah. So, yeah, and I think it'll always be like that, regardless of even after he's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about the Arnold, at least when I think about the Arnold, I'm usually only able to remember open winners from particular years.
Yeah,
I struggle to try to remember other divisions, and they're all great in their own way, and I respect the hell. They all work very hard. Don't get me wrong, but open men's bodybuilding, which we used to just call bodybuilding, we didn't have to quantify it back in the day. There was just bodybuilding. It's still the main. There's Tyler, Sandy. What's
There's
his,
a crew.
there's Steve, Big Steve. I know all their names if it comes to me after like 5 minutes. So this is when they do this confirmation round, because they had judging earlier in the day, it's reversed from what you would expect. It's not the same in the judging earlier in the day, and what we're going to see judging for the men's open soon. They start with probably who's going to be in the top 5 or 6 in the first call out. In this confirmation round, which can be confusing to some people, they usually start with the bottom 5 or 6, the second call out people, and then go to the first call out people. Not sure why they do that exactly. Maybe it's just so it's not exactly the same.
And maybe they recently started changing. I remember the first time they did that, I'm like, holy crap, so-and-so's not the first call out.
Yeah.
But then you kind of remembered, okay, this is what's going on. I don't know why. It's just, you know what? Everything's different now than it was, which it's for the better, right? Like, so, but two, also, I don't know. Even at the Arnold, there's not a lot of people, competitors either. So
right. I that's one thing I prefer about the Arnold, just because time factor. At the Olympia, they have to sit and judge everybody. They're going to have. I did a video a few weeks ago, just looking at all the qualifiers for certain divisions and how many potential people you could have in the Olympia. And I think bikini could have as many as 80 people in their division this year at the Olympia, if different people win every show and they all go to the Olympia. I think classic was almost 80 as well. Men's physique was 70 or 80. Open was the only one that had like a reasonable. I think there was a max of like 40 guys, and there's only 35 or 40 open shows, something like that, which is manageable. It's still not ideal, but 80 or 90 people in a division. Oh my God. The judges.
Out of those 80, how many do you think Ashley will win?
Well, they have to let everyone that qualifies for the Olympia, if they decide to go to the Olympia, they have to let them do it. They can't say no to anybody.
That's insanity. I think Ashley will get like 15 of those, maybe, out of the 80. I'd say she gets 15 this year.
Kaltwasser, yeah, she's at like 40 pro wins now or something like that.
That's insane. And it's not slowing down. Yeah. That's what's crazy. Like, it's just not slowing down at all. So, yeah. I mean, she can theoretically, she'll get to 100. I'm pretty sure she'll get to 100.
I don't know. I mean, that would take her probably 2 or 3 more seasons. I don't know if she's got that. At some point, she's probably going to be like, okay, all right, I'm good. I've won 50 shows, 60 shows. I'm good. I mean, not that she's not old by any means, but she's been competing a long time. She was doing this from day one in bikini, right?
Yes. She was doing it so long. She's a prototype for a new division.
Yeah, she was. And they used her early look to define what they wanted for a fit model. They said we wanted these girls to look like Ashley Kaltwasser in 2013. Something like that.
She was literally grandfathered in.
Yeah. And I didn't, I was not a fan of, like Giles, I've never been a fan of any division when it starts. I always sort of I fought every division. It's like no.
I did too, dude. Fitness and figure were like the same thing, but I don't know, dude, the fit model, you're not asking for any type of criteria. You can see, is that express a spring break look almost, right? You can see that
it's entry level, and I just have a real problem with an entry level division being a pro division.
Yeah.
I mean,
like Giles said, novice bikini. He said that. Well, it's just novice bikini.
Right. Which is it. It's, I don't want to say natural bikini, but it's basically natural bikini. Novice natural bikini. It's not much muscle at all. Very little definition. The first pro winner was the same young lady who won the first show, Angie Miranda. Beautiful face. The body looks like, a fit girl from your gym.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, that girl's cute. She works out, but you wouldn't be like, wow, look at that physique. Amazing. It's just be like, that girl's hot and she definitely works out. But, we're used to seeing. I understand this is my thing. It's these new divisions. Every new division has sort of worked toward the goal of having something for everybody. But if we're talking about competitive sports, there's no professional basketball with a hoop that's 5 feet off the ground because a lot of us are short and we can't jump that high. There's no football league with a field that's half the size.
No, this isn't for everybody, and I love bodybuilding because it's not for everybody. Everybody isn't meant to diet. Everybody isn't meant to suffer. Everybody isn't meant to dry out. And listen, I'm not meant to play soccer. I'm not meant to do gymnastics, and that's cool. You don't make gymnastics for me. That there's no balance beam that's like a foot off the ground. Like they're not making that for me. I'm not doing it. And you can be a fan of a sport and not have to do it. But from a business perspective, Ron, it's just you can see why from a business perspective.
Yeah, people will say it's greed. They just want to make money. Well, yeah, it's a business. Of course, they want to make money.
Yeah,
and they want to make more money. I mean, that's what businesses do is they want to make more. Nobody says, Microsoft, you've got enough money. Stop trying to make more money.
Oh. No, and
what's this?
And it's the classic, dude.
I thought you were doing open before classic.
Huh. Whoops.
That's what it said. They did say they were doing open.
Yeah.
So this is Jeremiah Miles. Is that his name?
I think so.
I just had the whole lineup because I was trying to remember the gentleman's name. I mean, there are no slouches at the Arnold Classic. It's an invite-only show. A lot of people don't know that. You can't just compete at the Arnold. You have to either be invited or submit an application that gets accepted or rejected. And, I point back to last year's Arnold Classic because Martin Fitzwater had applied for the Arnold and they denied him. They said, thanks, but no thanks, maybe next time. And he goes on to take a very solid 4th place Olympia. I'm sure they invited him to this, but he was like, thanks, but no thanks. What's he doing? Detroit and Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, yeah. Pittsburgh and probably New York.
Yeah. So this goes to show you the Arnold Classic. It's a smaller show. It's invite only. That's why the classes, they're capped out at 15. So you'll never see any more than 15 athletes in any given division, which I think is great. I mean, as fans, as when I was in the pit there covering it, that's great for me to not have to sit through 6 hours. The judging goes on and on and on. The Olympia is just a big, big show. And I get that. It's the Super Bowl and they can't give short shrift to any division. They have to feature every single division at the Olympia. Arnold is much more selective. They eliminated the divisions that they didn't think were performing or representing what they felt the Arnold was all about. Or I don't know why they cut 212, why they cut women's bodybuilding, women's physique, women's figure. But let's be as fans, it makes the show move along that much quicker.
Yeah,
Here's one. Check them out.
All right, exactly how the displays look too. Gee, that's a great physique, man.
Look at that. This is the best Logan Franklin I've ever seen. And I don't want to say I gave up hope on him, but I was starting to wonder if it was ever going to happen for this guy. And I'm not wondering anymore. It happened right here, right now, today.
It just shows me this sport's about time. You can't rush your physique. Like the guys that rush their physique, that's a great pose, man.
He's won best poser at this before.
Yeah, that's old school, and that's old school. And he knows how to just, like I said, hide his flaws, hold his hips a certain way. That's like Francis Benfato type pose. You know what I mean? All the twisting back shots and stuff.
Yeah. I think someone had brought up a point today. Should posing count in classic like at every show? Because it doesn't count in bodybuilding. It's for the fans. It's for the crowd. It's not factored into the judging. The Arnold, I believe they decided years ago at Arnold's insistence that they score the posing for the open men. But I do believe that in classic physique, in every pro show, posing should be around. It should be scored. I don't think they're going to make a sweeping change like that. But how much it adds? Look at how great this is. This is bodybuilding to me. This is what bodybuilding used to be, because we remember guys like Bob Paris, Lee Labrada, Frank Zane, Muhammad Makaway, guys that were just amazing posers. They kept you spellbound for 2 minutes.
It's not even when you watch his routine run, it's just the transitions that he makes. It's not just the posing, but when you watch the transition, you watch the face, the kind of connection he has with the audience. That's just how you pose. That's just how guys should, what we expect, because that's what we always saw.
Yeah.
Like everybody, even like Richard Sparry wasn't by Paris, but he put effort into that routine to where like it was a choreographed routine with start, finish, everything. And that's just, you just gotten away from that. I don't know. I would love to see it scored, but I think to really motivate him, you got to offer money. I think, and even then, just some guys just aren't motivated to pose. Some guys, like for me, I love being on stage. That was the best part. The dieting, I hate it. But some guys just like to train and diet. Some guys don't like posing, but damn, he's got a great physique too, bro.
Yeah, this guy's really good. I think he's a solid 6th place.
Look at his quad shape.
I coach people. You do a little coaching too, don't you, Mike?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I tell the athletes, the posing routine, it's not scored, but it's your only chance to showcase everything you've worked so hard for. You pick the music, you pick all the poses. You're able to really put together a routine that says, this is who I am. This is my show your passion for bodybuilding. Why would you just get up there and wing it with no enthusiasm? I always put a lot of time and effort into making good routine, a really solid routine, because I couldn't control winning or losing.
Yeah,
I could get as lean as I could and hope that was good enough to beat. I beat a lot of people, but I got beat by a lot of people too. But the feeling of being up there and knowing that you're showing off a great routine and hearing the crowd go crazy for you, dude, there's nothing like that. It's so rewarding.
The biggest rush you get ever, people don't understand this, is the crowd. That their applause, it's intoxicating, right? It's especially when you're in shape and the crowd lets you know you're in shape. It's very, very intoxicating. And like, listen, you worked all that time, and the time you diet, the day of the show goes like this. Before you know it's over.
It's over.
So take that time, put a routine together, show your physique off, because it's going to be over in a snap. And before you know it, you're going to be like, damn, where did that time go? You know what I mean? So show what you got. You busted your ass for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Show it off. And it's just something about it's just part of the process, man. Practicing your routine, holding the poses. That's just part of just like doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even remember Lucas.
Who's next? Don't think I'm too familiar with this guy. Lucas Funk.
He won the overall last year at the Arnold.
Oh, okay. So theoretically, because I believe that's a common practice, is I know they always invite the bodybuilding winner of the Arnold Amateur to the Arnold Classic to compete the following year. That's how Rolly Winkler made his pro debut, because he had won the Arnold Amateur, and then he did the pro show the next year. So by that pattern, we should see, if Sam Sulek decides he wants to do it, he would get an invitation for this next year. He could be up here with these guys next year.
You'd almost have to be a fool not to do it. I mean,
Right.
Listen, he's not going to win. He won't place top 5, but it's the Arnold Classic, and it's just, again, it's his brand collaborating with the Arnold people at this point, right? So if they're asking you to speak, if they're having you to come in and sign autographs, if they're putting you on the advertisement for the Arnold Classic, right, then you're going to do the Arnold Classic next year, because that hype train round is just going to be with that may increase the expo ticket sale, because they have the prejudging at the expo. So
True.
Can you imagine? It'll be a madhouse. And I would think, and I guess I'm not a promoter, I'm just a conspiracy theorist, but I would think they would get an early commitment from Sam. That way they could put it on the poster. Not will he, won't he? But if you get a year's hype to build that up, boom, there you go.
Yeah, like this guy Lucas we just saw, he's not going to place in the top 5, but you know what? he's on the same stage as the very best, Sommerfeld, Logan, Daboul. This is Osmar Alanis. I'm not familiar with him, but he looks fantastic. Everybody looks great, man. They all look great. Obviously,
and he's got pictures in that circle that says Arnold Classic. He's gonna have that forever.
Right. Yeah.
Who, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna be 50 years old. All right, listen, I was the Arnold Classic. You know what I mean? No matter what happens, you can always say that.
There are a lot of bodybuilders who made it to the Olympia and they didn't get a look. They were a last call out, but they can always say I'm an Olympian, and they put it on their Instagram bio, and they're legitimately they're not lying. They were an Olympian. They competed in the Olympia. How many people can even say that?
No, not very many. You know what I mean? So like, a lot of people like to shit on people about, oh, he didn't place. Well, you know what? He made it there.
Right.
Like, that's just you're elite. That's elite of the elite, right? That's not just getting a pro card. That's like getting a pro card and winning and going there. That's big time. That's like getting drafted to the NFL. Only very few people do that.
Do you remember the Olympia years ago had something called the Wild Card Showdown?
Yep.
Well, that was a pro event held. I think they did it on Thursday night. Maybe it was Friday, whatever. It was guys who were trying to qualify for the Olympia at the last minute.
Yeah.
And they did it. They had an Olympia qualifying pro show at the Olympia like a day before. And I remember all those guys, some of them they weren't gonna make it, but I just think they remember Mike Morris from New Jersey, thick.
Yes. I remember that. Yes.
It's just a memory that stuck out. They had the same stage set up for the Olympia. It was the Olympia stage. The logo and everything was there. He got down on the floor and kissed the stage and pointed at the Olympia logo, because it had always been his goal to be on the Olympia stage. And even though he didn't win and get to Olympia, actually Dave Henry won it that year, I think.
Yes, that was correct. I totally forgot about that. That triggered a memory.
Yeah, we're going back to like 2006 or something. 2000. Wow. Here's Daboul, the Saharan Eagle from Syria. Yeah. See, this is why Classic. The one thing I like about Classic is there's room for a lot of different great physiques. There's not one type. This physique is very, very different from Sommerfeld, but you can't say it's not on the same level. It definitely is. It's
very comparable, and like he just presents something different than Mike does, than what Urs does, than what Wesley does. It's just it's varying degrees of physiques, but the common theme is condition.
Look at that.
Like, that's the common theme of these guys.
Dug out glutes and hams. That's
thin, very thin skin, very dry.
Yeah.
He really sucked out dry.
Yeah. I probably have him in third.
Solid third place. Which is a good show. Because listen, considering all the stuff that went on, you know what I mean, and where he was last year this time.
Yeah.
That's a very solid comeback. You know what I mean? He's got to be thrilled with that, dude.
100%. Giving up on this. Oh, well, Open's coming up, Sigalis. I know it's late. Well, we're not covering the competitors because we're not really into the Open. Sorry. Sam might do this. So Sam released a daily vid today and said he's going to bulk to 280 and come back down. Jen says, look, Phil Clare, everyone has mass respect for that man. He's proved you can be Olympian in your 50s. Yeah, he's 50. Yeah. Is he 50 now? I think he is right at 50.
He's like a year younger than me, I think.
So I think he's 49. Remember, the Freaks is still nice to get a pro card, 25 to 30 in men's class across all national levels. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. Here's Wesley. It's not easy to turn pro. No one said it was easy, but there are shows that are more difficult than others to get the pro card. Just like some pro shows are much harder to win than other pro shows. There's just levels.
Exactly.
And we don't have tiers, but we'll say a top. You have your A-list show. You have the Arnold Olympia. The Olympia and the Arnold are the top shows. But then right after that, you have another group of really high-level shows. New York Pro, Dubai Pro. I think Pittsburgh Pro this year is going to fall in that category.
New York falls right with that too.
Yeah, because I mean, when they were doing the point system, that's how they did it. So Wesley, let's talk about Wesley, man. I love his muscle separation, the detail. I feel like he could be a little bit bigger. Obviously, in the lower body, I don't think he needs a whole lot more size in the upper body. That's pretty much where it needs to be. I don't know,
You know,
man. He's got such long arms and legs.
Arnold loves this dude. Arnold loves him. Again, too, I don't think he's as crisp as he was before. Not definitely as detailed, but he gets very separated. The muscle separation when his shoulders, his pecs, that's a killer shot right there.
Yeah.
He just has to keep filling. It's just gradually filling that frame up, and that's all he's gonna have to do. And with the legs, the upper body is just insane looking, right? It's just different. But a guy with that kind of size, his legs are long.
Yeah.
I mean, even that much size is good.
Because he is 6'3". It said 249 pounds was what he weighed in at.
6'3" is big. That's tall.
It's very tall. I mean, I've stood next to him, and I'm like, my neck is hurting looking up, talking to him. But yeah, clearly Arnold gets up, I think, every year, and I don't know if he's TikTok or what's he doing, Arnold, on his Instagram, but he's a big fan because he's very reminiscent of Arnold. In a lot of the poses, he reminds me so much of Arnold from Arnold's prime.
He's probably got nothing on the phone. That's just doing it.
Yeah, and the thing about classic is it's tough to say they shouldn't have massive legs, but if it's supposed to be sort of harkening back to that golden era, the guys didn't have massive legs back then. Arnold did not have huge legs. No one of that era did. Here's Grego looking tight as hell. Look at that.
Man. He's got a very full upper body. Does a very full chest, delt area.
Shoulders and chest are definitely strong points on Matt. Condition, I give him a lot of credit because he's kept the condition in the lines and the small waist. He's easily put on 20 pounds since I started following him a couple of years ago.
He's changed. He's totally changed his physique, dude. Like he just took a humongous step forward, and it's just he's getting better. He's going to continue to get better and better.
Yeah, and training with 2023 Mr. Olympia Derek Lunsford tells you, Derek's not going to train with just anybody. He could everybody in the Tampa area would love to train with Derek Lunsford, but he chose this young guy for a reason. He's probably just super driven, passionate. I'm sure he pushes him if Derek's ever needs a little push. If he ever has one of those days where he's not feeling it, I'm sure Matt gets him right back in the headspace he needs to be in. He's a young, hungry lion. I think anybody would benefit from a training partner like that.
They do. They're young and they feel good and they're just like strong. You know what I mean? Like that's at that age, you just felt awesome, and everything you did worked, right? Like everything you put in your body worked. Your joints felt good. You moved great weight. I'm sure they sleep. They're a little more health conscious and a little more than we were as far as getting sleep on the weekends.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, you know what I mean. But it's just when you're that age in that like mindset, everything's just grooving, and just training for the Arnold classes. That's got to be just the ultimate rush. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's this? Oh, here's Sommerfeld. I better go back. Every time I go away to put the comments on, it puts a lag on this. So I have to go back and watch it. So here's your favorite to win. Germany's Mike Sommerfeld. I distinctly remember Mike a few years ago, and I could see the potential.
Yes.
But so many guys that you see the potential and it just never gets fulfilled. He has really done the work, and him and his coach, Neil Hill, all the credit in the world for putting a world-class, possibly Olympia winning physique, very possibly. Might be winning this Arnold Classic today. We'll see.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful look to them. You know what I mean? And again, like all these guys, they know exactly how to present their bodies. They know exactly how to twist, which side works better for them. And you know what, too, Ryan? They hold their poses. See a lot of open guys, they hit the pose, they go real fast.
Yeah.
These guys, they hold every single pose for a quick second. If they had a lot of flash photography now, the balls would just be going crazy because they just hold it. Look at that.
Yeah. And you know what? The poses that the guys like Mike and Logan hit, that's where they really shine above the open guys. Most open guys, they just hit the mandatories in their routine. They might hit a couple other poses, but look at all these additional poses that I don't even have names for most of these poses. Like Kai used to hit these poses. I don't think
that's exactly what I was going to say. Kai, like that's very Kai-like. Like Kai was the only person that could do stuff like this.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's hours and hours and hours in a posing room figuring out what about this pose? What about that? What if I kneel down and put this leg out and put the arm? These are not your average everyday poses. These are poses that take a lot of time and effort to master. Most people would probably not even be able to hit them the way someone like Mike could hit them.
And too, Ron, we got to remember, like, they're not doing this right now from a mirror. They're doing this so often, it's to the point to where they can hit this knowing how to feel every muscle, right? People have a hard time not doing it from the mirror. And like these guys it's just second nature to them.
Yeah.
They just naturally do it, man. It's just, so that's what people don't think they have to realize is that, it looks super glamorous on the internet. Like they're just training with all the different people, but they're still hungry. They're suffering. They're tired. They're sweating. Their joints hurt. Their joints are dry from the Winnie. You know what I mean? They're sweating in bed. They got anxiety. It's all the stuff that most people don't know they deal with, that they're really dealing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's also let people know the condition that these guys are in. It hurts. It hurts to get that lean. It's suffering. It's fatigue. They're starving. They're having trouble sleeping. The body does not want to get that lean. I don't care what PDs you're using. It still takes a lot of suffering to get as lean. So for them to be able to put on a great routine, and I mean, that's why fitness division has so much respect for me, because they get pretty damn lean too. And they're still flipping around and doing all kinds of acrobatics and things like that. Calisthenic shit up there.
It's insanity. Like, hey, it looks so fun, like the grocery shopping, but they don't, you know how you're miserable, right? Grocery shopping when you're prepping like that. Like, see, Wesley did his call out in the.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously not a good sign for Wesley.
No, so that's 6 maybe.
You don't want to be in this call out. Well, they're going to put him in the middle. I knew they would put him in the middle. He's the best of this group. So I think there's only 4 other guys, I think.
You may be fit. This may be for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's solid 5th place. It's
Mike and Logan fighting for 1st and 2nd, and then Michael and Matt are 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
One of those. So Wesley looks like a solid 5th. He looks really good. This is a tougher show than it was last year when he won.
Yeah, and again, like last year, dude, he would think was at his all-time best ever. Like that's, and a lot of times, dude, these guys they hit that perfect peak maybe once in their career.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They really, really nail it, and they're always fighting to hit it again. So I'm assuming he's probably gonna do FIBO since it's right there coming up next. Or even Detroit. Who knows? I don't know logistically, but how that goes. But I think he came with really high expectations. But it's bodybuilding, right? Like predicting a bodybuilding show is like being a professional gambler for the NFL. It's just impossible. I don't know how they do it.
He has the boss of Outlaw, who a lot of people believe is the best coach right now. But even the best coach in the world can't guarantee you're going to be. Condition was right on with Wesley, but he looked a little flat to me.
It's the human body, man. Things happen. Like you can't. It's hard to predict this stuff, bro. It really is. I know we tried to.
So we knew this was going to happen. We knew they were going to move Mike and Logan to the middle. So this is definitely your top 4 guys. This is the battle right here. The judges confirmation round is scored. It's not just a formality they go through. This is a round in the scoring. So if somebody looks significantly better than they did a few hours ago at judging, or significantly worse, they can move up. People have moved up or down based on this round.
We've seen that. Yep. It does make a difference.
Yeah. I mean, the lighting is completely different. This was on the expo stage earlier. The lighting is, I like this lighting a lot better than the expo lighting. But geez, these guys all look like they're just as good as they were earlier. Nobody faded. Nobody spilled over. This top 4 is solid. Nobody flattened out. It's a real battle.
You can't say you're not getting a shot because they're going to work you over and over and over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
this is just the beginning. They're going to move. Logan's going to move over where Mike is, vice versa. Big Steve might even give the audience a treat and put like Michael in the middle or something, or Matt Grego in the middle.
Yeah, there's no more not putting so and so next to so and so. Everybody goes next to everybody now. They don't keep people apart from each other anymore.
So how do you choose between Mike and Logan though? That is, I would not want to be on that judging panel right now.
You know what? I guarantee it's within a couple points. Nobody here killed the other guy whatsoever. You're splitting hairs at this point, man. Like you're truly splitting hairs.
I mean,
whoever dropped, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they'll say, well, Mike was second at the Olympia, and that doesn't matter today. It doesn't.
None of that matters. Like
even if he was the reigning Olympia champion, which we'll see Samson soon as the reigning Olympia champion. If Samson doesn't bring it today, and someone else, Derek or someone, Andrew looks just crazy like we've never seen before, they're going to beat him. That's the way it goes now. The judging is very, very fair, very impartial compared to the old days when there was a lot more politics involved. I'd probably give it to Mike. As much as I like Logan's physique, I don't know, man. The meathead in me just is always drawn to the thicker guy.
It's drawn to his physique. Like it's just drawn to Mike because
he's beating Logan handily in that rear delt bicep. He's got a much thicker, denser back that attaches lower. It's because it's going to be a close call. It's going to come down to a couple points. I'm sure it's not going to be a perfect score for Mike. I doubt it will be.
Oh, not even no. They're putting him through. You know what I mean? Just you're splitting hairs with whoever you're gonna choose. It just, and again, it's always about the best look, the best physique on that stage you're gonna win. Now there's no more of this. Well, so and so the champ or so and so is already qualified. It just doesn't matter.
Lego Grego. Grego was very impressed. Lego Grego. Lego Mago. That was an old TV commercial. But I got to go back to this. Well, it's a pose down. But I don't think they're going to do the awards for this.
They're not doing the awards after the open men.
Open judging was on the schedule. It was supposed to be before this. I was looking at the schedule, and it was definitely. I don't know when the change happened as far as putting these guys first. I don't have a problem with it. It's just now a little more anticipation for the open guys.
Yes, Ryan, hold tight. You're gonna let Mandy know the open guys are coming on because she likes Lunsford. Hold on.
Sure. Oh boy. So yeah, I wonder maybe they will do the awards now. They didn't do the wellness awards though. Yeah, I suspect they're going to do open judging and then awards for fitness, wellness. I don't know. Who knows? We're going to find out in a minute what they're going to do next. Yeah, because you always get people asking, what time is open men? They want to know an exact time, and it's impossible to give you a time. It comes on when it comes on, guys, because they have to get through other divisions, and it's not like a football game where it's timed down to the last second, where you know exactly when it's going to start and when it's going to end.
All right. Yes.
Well, you would know more. You know more about football than I. Yeah. So this is it. This is the final look they're going to get at these guys before they hand off their final decision.
I think for me, here's what I would have: Logan, Sommerfeld, Grego, Michael the Bull, Wesley, and then our friend that we don't know his name.
Jihoon Bang?
Yeah, Bang, son.
Yeah, Bang,
my dude.
I can remember Bang. Come on now.
There's so many marketing ideas you could do with Bang. You know what I mean? Like it's just endless.
I mean, Bang Energy should sign him.
Oh, that is the perfect fit, isn't it? for their Asian market.
He won last year easily. Doesn't look much different from. I'm going to take just a 40-second break. Mike, do you need to go to the bathroom?
Yes, we'll take a little bathroom break. We'll be right back, people.
Take a real quick break. We'll be right back, guys. And we're back. We're back.
Boom, son.
So they're taking a very quick, not much of a break at all. They're going to move on. I believe we got open men.
Hell yes.
So this is it, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. I know we lost a couple viewers. They couldn't hang on for it, but here we go, guys.
Peace.
This is the best Arnold Classic lineup I have seen in a very long time. We have 3 Mr. Olympia champions competing. We have a 212 Olympia champion competing. So that's Samson Dowda, the reigning Mr. Olympia. We haven't seen a reigning Mr. Olympia on this Arnold Classic stage since Ronnie Coleman did it in 2001.
Shit,
okay, here we go. Derek Lunsford, man on a mission. He was angry. He wants this title.
Look at the legs, bro.
The legs are back.
Wow.
The legs are back.
Wow.
Way better than the Olympia, which is what this is all we hoped for. We hoped he was going to look much better than the Olympia. And this is, look at that. He's showing off the quads. They are massive, massive. Wow.
He looks incredible.
Wow.
He looks absolutely nuts, bro.
I think this is as good, maybe a better look than when he won the Olympia in 2023. Look at that.
It's a lot fuller run. I don't know, man. Everything's better, Ron. It's a lot fuller look. The legs, I think, for me, look at the striations in the chest.
Yeah.
For him.
Wow.
It's maturity, dude. But muscle maturity is coming for him.
And, we've been very critical of lack of detail in things like the chest, the shoulders, and the arms. I'm already seeing a little bit of improvement. It's not where I want it because I'm just picky as hell, but that's better separation in those areas than I've seen on him ever. And if we know from the back, he's murderous. You're not beating Derek Lunsford from the back.
No, please don't freeze.
Oh, what you got a lag?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I'm watching yours though. Oh, there we go.
I'm good as long as I stay off the. If I don't go back and put the comments up, it doesn't lag. If I do that, it seems to lag,
bro.
He's looking nuts. We know the back shots are lights out. When he hits those next to the guys, it's going to be tough for even Samson to beat him from the back.
But Ron, he looks bigger. The abs still aren't there. He looks bigger, but it's working for him, right? Like I think maybe look at the quad sweep, bro.
Yeah. Well, the flatter version we saw at the last Olympia was not working for him, which is why he dropped down from champion to 3rd place and almost got beat by Martin Fitzwater. But this is the Derek I was hoping to see. Who is Aceto his coach?
Yeah, Aceto now.
Okay, so good job, Chris. Because this is his first. He won the Olympia with Hani, and Hani might be coming back, but he retired, and we see that Chris Aceto did a spectacular job with him. I can't wait to see what he did with Andrew. Andrew jacked.
Yeah, that's going to be who I want to see done because just what I mean. Just Andrew has a lot of like same Samson type of qualities.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean.
Well, we also haven't seen Andrew. He hasn't been showing the physique at all in updates. Okay,
no, at all.
Akeem Williams. So some people didn't have him in their top 5. I mean, I didn't really have him in any of my top 5 predictions, but that's not to say that I don't think he's capable. He was 5th place. Was it last year in both the Arnold USA and UK?
Yep.
He's a deadly competitor, man. He's massive. He's got great shape, small waist.
It's just it depends who shows up too, though, right? It depends who shows up. He looks great. I don't think it's what it was his last European show.
Yeah,
because he did what 8 shows last year.
Yeah,
6 or 7, and that's a lot. That's a lot on the body. And then you got to realize, even with Samson, he's been going nonstop too, and so is Akeem. Eventually, you got to pay the piper, right? Eventually, those receptors are going to stop responding. So we're going to see how it goes with Akeem. He usually starts low and then works his way up. But we'll see. Once they start posing, that everybody gets under those lights and start getting worked. Their body changes. But Akeem's he's just Mr. Consistent. He turned pro 2011, I think.
It's 2011 I think it was 2011. He moved up in the judging last year from judging to finals. I think he moved up 1 or 2 spots.
Yeah, he's OG.
He came in tighter. I don't know who this is. It's Hussamuddin Elisawi. So he was the amateur winner. I think it was last year or the year before.
Damn. Okay.
And I believe he got the invite. He was probably invited anyway, but he wasn't on the original promotional materials, if you remember. Rosa. It was Della Rosa.
Yeah.
And Jonathan dropped out, and this gentleman stepped up. I don't know if he had been trying to get in anyway, because I mean, technically, if you win the Arnold Amateur, pretty sure it's an automatic invite. It always has been. So yeah, legs. He's soft in the legs. Doesn't have much separation there. Soft in the glutes.
It's about levels, man. Like it's there's levels. But again, do you say no? You know,
I'd be up there. my wonky looking ass. But
bro, I would throw everything but the kitchen sink at it and just whatever happens. It's Arnold Classic, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he looks very by himself. If you didn't put him next to someone like a Derek Lunsford, you go, "Oh, this guy looks pretty good." I'd still call him out on the conditions, not great. And size wise, he does not compare to pretty much anyone else on this stage. But
and he'd be the biggest dude in the gym. He'd be a big ass dude in the gym if you saw him at the gym.
100%. So he got to the Arnold and we didn't. So God bless him. All right, who we got next? Yeah, I mean, I knew he was in the show, but I didn't put him in my preview because I knew he wasn't going to do. Here we go. Old man muscle, 42 years old. Brandon Curry, two-time Arnold Classic champion, Mr. Olympia 2019. And look, the legs look better than I've seen him in a long time.
They're a lot bigger. It's he's a big Brandon. You know what I mean? He just looks a lot fuller than the pictures.
Yeah.
He's definitely not downsized, I wouldn't say. Would you say?
No, people were saying he was downsized, and I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not.
No.
He was. I think he had a little more fullness and pop to his physique a few years ago.
Yeah.
But overall, he still has. He hasn't lost that much. He's still. I don't see him out of the top 5 in this at all. I mean, we haven't seen a single comparison yet, but just based on what Brandon has, his strong points, that shape, those round, full muscle bellies, condition looks pretty damn good to me. And he prepped for this right at home in Tennessee. He didn't go off to Kuwait. First time in 8 years that he didn't do that. 7 or 8 years.
No. He said he was on Cormier's show or DJ's show because his kids are older, so it's a little bit different as far as the commitments and stuff like that. So it don't require as much of his time, attention wise. It's just getting all the games and stuff. But he's got a son that's a kick-ass football player. Maybe go to Ohio State. You never know.
Yeah, I remember. Didn't John Brown, the bodybuilder, have 2 kids that went to the NFL?
They're playing. Yeah, his one son's like all pro for Detroit. Wow. He's amazing.
So yeah, if you can get your kid into the NFL, just do that. Stay away from body. Okay, here we go. Chinedu Obika, aka Chinedu Andrew Obika, Andrew Jacked. First look, I'm liking what I see. This is better than he was at the Olympia. We kept saying, he looks better in Texas all the time in the Olympia. Well, he brought his best look here. So, wow, beautiful shape. Nobody looks like this guy. This is a unique physique. 6'2". What did it say? 280, somewhere around 280, 290. Kept the small waist. Remember, his first contest was 3 years ago, the Arnold Amateur, when he won. 2022.
What is that? You just
3 years ago, this was an amateur. That's what we're talking about.
You just see stuff sometimes, man. You just gotta laugh because, how hard the sport is, but then you see dudes like this, and you're like, "That's just not right, man." Like his waist is like that of a adolescent girl, but with like wide shoulders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm very happy with what I see.
Man. Like this, this is a good show for Andrew. He looks better than the Olympic. He fixed it. He looks a little bigger too, with the chest a little bit, or either that or he was posing it a little differently.
Yeah.
It didn't look as shallow from the side as it usually does. But I get and he looks a little more confident. He put the Mike Matarazzo tongue sticking out, look a little lizard-like.
I've heard accusations about stuff in his arm. I think he just has freaky genetics. Because I remember watching videos of him and Larry Wheels like 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Damn, this guy doesn't compete, but look at the arms on it. His fucking triceps are enormous."
I think he's just one of those. Listen, I think they all like Jimmy their shoulders. That's just normal, right? But I think he's just one of those guys that got some freaky arms.
Wow.
And he's posing with a lot more aggression, if you notice.
Yes.
A lot more intensity. The tongue's not working for me, dude. It's not. I'm not feeling the tongue thing.
Yeah.
You know.
But he's
Maybe.
a lot more. He he kind of looked a little relaxed in the old days posing up until now.
Yeah.
He looks like he really wants it now, and that counts. This is going to come.
At the Olympia, he was just like he seemed he was just there, right?
Yeah.
But here, just coming out a little more fire underneath his ass.
I was thinking Brandon might beat him. Oh, here we go. Here is your Mr. Olympia champion. He won this 2 years ago. A year ago, he took second place here to Hadi Chupan.
Damn, Ron.
But geez, I don't think Derek or anybody, nobody's.
Lunsford was close. He was very. Whoa.
Yeah, come on now. Massive human being.
He got bigger.
Great. He did get bigger. So if he was, I think he said he was 302 at the Olympia. I bet you he's 4 or 5 pounds heavier than that here.
Dude, that's stupid.
And the condition is every bit as good as when he
Look
won the Olympia.
Chest and shoulders.
Yeah. See, and people thought he was taking a big chance. What if he loses this? The stock's going to fall and people are going to turn on him. Yeah, he's not as dug out from the back as Derek, but it's not a glute contest, guys. It's not.
But he did that. He did that from September to now, bro.
Yeah. Well, he's demonstrated over the past few years. We've only really been following this guy for about 3-4 years. And he's been competing throughout the season all that time. He never took much of an off season. Yet he was always able to make improvements and keep growing. He was about, I'd say like 4 years ago, he was something like 250s on stage when he first hit the pro scene, maybe 260. So he's added a solid 40 pounds of muscle as a pro, which very few pros can say they did that. And the condition and the waist didn't get blown out. Arms got bigger, legs got.
And the muscularity in the chest, right? The muscularity through the chest. When he does the most muscular now, this most muscular, I think it's just too, Ron. He's getting to that old man muscle stage, right? To where remember when Ronnie got to be about 38, 39, shit just started to kind of click with him.
He is 38 years old right now.
That's a lot of muscle on his front. That's a lot of muscle, man. You know what I mean? Like that's just damn.
Here we go. The giant killer. So he was weighing 188 with one meal in a few days ago. He's probably about 185 all dried out.
Can't get any bigger.
Oh, good Lord. Look at this guy. The mini Ronnie Coleman.
Listen, he's going to be up. You got to.
Wow.
Right. You got to put him in that first call out, bro, like with Samson and Derek and Andrew.
Yeah. Boss of Outlaw is his coach. Boss of Outlaw picked him up right after the Olympia. Prague, EVLS Prague show was the first show they did together, and he got third behind Martin Fitzwater and Chris Bumstead. And this looks to be at least as good as he was there. He's a solid top 5 guy here. I'll say
that's a crazy shot right there, man. That's a good back double.
Yeah, I was concerned because I saw his posing updates. I was concerned about the midsection. If he's not careful, but see right there, he turned, he kept it sucked in, he kept it flat.
I think he's right there too with that transition pose.
Yep,
it's not coming out whatsoever.
Look how dry the quads are. Look at that, the detail. That is dense quality muscle that this guy carries.
Yeah. He's just next level, dude.
Yeah, and he's 5'1", about 185 pounds, and he's up against guys like Andrew who are 6'2", 290. Andrew jacked. Samson, 6 foot. Okay, so here's Bonac, another one of the elder statesmen, another 2-time Arnold Classic champ. Kind of thought he might be going away because he did take some time off, but he came back last year, won a show, qualified for the Olympia. I think he was 8th at the Olympia.
Yeah, 8th place.
size-wise, I think he's a little downsized from where he was a couple years ago, a few years ago. But not much. He's still hanging on to a lot. The vast majority of his size is still there. Conditions there. He's another one that was a start out in 212 division and quickly outgrew the division.
He's 40. I think he's 42. He's in his 40s as well. You know, he looks good. 42. That's a good shot, man.
That's a great shot. His side chest is one of the best in the game, and he's got a great back. This is going to be a great shot.
He's a gangster too. He did time.
I don't know if we should be pointing that out, but okay, there it is. I don't want to call him.
He's still. It's not like it was when he was winning the Arnold, but that's very good, William. Yeah. It's still the density, the muscle maturity. Again, we all keep saying muscle maturity, but that's what happens when you put in all this time in, and he's still going at it. You know what I mean? So, good for him. And he's doing Detroit in a couple weeks too. So,
okay,
there's still time to kind of like dry it out, dial it in as well.
Yeah, condition is probably about 90% of what I would like to say, because we know what he looks. We expect these guys to look the best that we've ever seen them. So if you've seen him at 100%, you always expect to see that 100%. He's not far off, but he could be a little bit tighter. And this is a tough lineup. So top five is going to be a struggle.
And too, like they'll all dry out tonight too.
Patrick Moore, okay. So Patrick Moore.
He should pose the Mama Said Knock You Out.
I wonder if he is. I have to turn down the audio on this, or else YouTube will me right away for copyright. But yeah, I think he was a pro boxer or semi-pro boxer. I think he was
he got hands.
Yeah, he was in an altercation that went viral a few weeks ago. But we're talking about physique here. So tremendous arms, great V-taper. He's won a couple shows. He's no slouch. He was top 10 at the Olympia back in, I think it was 2019, his first Olympia.
Yep.
And had a great posing routine. Yeah, those arms are really spectacular. Very full.
I know he injured his Achilles a few years ago, and he kind of never was able to come back from that. I think too, man, a lot of expectation after that 2019 showing.
Yeah.
I remember he jumped right into that Arnold the following 2020, which may have been kind of a little too much too quick. You know what I mean, for him? But it's just it hasn't gone as well as it should. But listen, bringing up a body part like your legs is not easy. Brand has been doing that his entire career, right? So, but listen, he's got a good physique. Makes good money, makes some money when you're marketing your physique like that. You're a pro, but it's not the Patrick we know for 2019. Put it that way. But it's still like world class arms, great vacuum, great abs.
Yeah.
Like.
It's a little soft in the lower body from behind. The glutes and hams are a little soft. Legs aren't. It's not like he has no legs, but he's so wide across the clavicles. He's such a wide guy across the upper back and the shoulders. You need really massive legs with a dramatic sweep to match that, and he just doesn't have that.
No, and when you see it next to like some of these guys on stage, like obviously Samson, Andrew, Derek, it's pretty apparent.
Okay, so Justin Rodriguez, the nightmare, he's still at it. God bless him. I'll tell you, he looks a lot better than I thought he would based on the update pictures. And we've talked about that before. He's one of those guys who he sort of puts it all together in the last couple of weeks, it seems. Maybe he just holds a ton of water normally and then he drops the water.
A lot.
Because his legs were looking pretty damn buttery a few weeks ago. I was really concerned about him, but there they are. He did what he needed to do. He's in great shape today.
Yes, he is. It's just, he had that one. What year was the Boston Pro? 2019 Boston. Was that the Boston Pro year?
I would remember. I was at 2022.
That was probably peak Justin. That year and that when he walked out that Arnold Classic, I thought he was going to win the show. He was that impressive. But he kept playing that size game. Kept getting bigger and bigger, and the waist started to get bigger and bigger as well. Just like I said, he's a magician when it comes to dialing in those last 2 days, because you see him and it's just like, there's no way he's gonna be in shape.
Right.
But daily show is like they just do something magic and he's in shape, so he looks good. It's a good showing for him.
Yeah, I mean he's not far off from what he used to be, but again, when I say a little of pop and fullness is just not what it was.
No.
if you recall what he looked like at the Boston Pro 2022 when he took a very close second to William Bonac, that might have been the Bonac looked probably the best I've ever seen him at the Arnold the week before, 2 weeks before, when he took a controversial second to Brandon Curry.
Yeah.
But he looked awesome. Here we go. This is what we've been waiting to see. Carlos Thomas Jr., guy with all the size and beautiful shape in the world. We want to see the condition. Okay, I like it so far. It's much better than what we thought we were going to see.
Yeah, that is true. And considering he's got that medical condition, it's pretty impressive that he even gets it.
Yikes. Yeah, he's got UC. I know all about it because my son has it. So we're eagerly awaiting the back shots. But I'll tell you, the condition, he pulled it off, because I saw updates just a few days ago. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't where it needed to be, right?
And he's close. He could be a little tighter there, a little bit, but overall, let's look at the back shot, though. Has he brought up the back? It's better than it was. It's better than it was.
And you know, too, I think, too, man, like, you need stage time. Like, the posing in the gym is not stage time, right?
Yeah.
You know, competing is expensive. It's hard, you know, with his not being able to his digestion thing, so it's hard. But the more shows you do, the more comfortable you get. But you got to find that balance between health and stage time, right? But he's also on the docket for Detroit as well. And who knows, maybe he does some shows later. But you just got to learn your body. He's young. He hasn't done a lot of shows.
He's done one pro show. That's all he's done. This is his second pro show ever.
And this is your second show as an Arnold Classic, dude.
Yeah. I mean, at the Texas, he got beat by Andrew Jack and Hunter Labrada. So it's not like he's losing to schmucks.
No, and that's a big step up from, you know what I mean, from the Texas Pro to the Arnold Classic for your second pro show.
The Shed, James Hollingshead, all the way from the UK. He was top 5 last year.
Yeah. He's very dry, Ron. Look at that.
Yeah, another Boss of Outlaw client.
Not the prettiest, but gnarly.
Yeah, you know, Dorian wasn't the prettiest either. Dorian Yates, but same thing. Very dense, thick muscle. This is a strong guy. For those of you who follow him on his YouTube or his Insta, you know this guy moves some crazy powerlifter level weights in the gym.
And you can see that in his physique.
The density, the muscle just looks harder, like Dorian, like Branch, Dorian, Ronnie. They had a different, Johnny Jackson, they had a different look to their muscles.
And especially the chest and shoulder and tricep, it's very Branch granite, like that real hard upper chest shelf. You know what I mean? Yeah. That you don't see with a lot of, you don't see that with a lot of like machine work. That's just moving weight, man. Thick back. It's a good showing for James, dude. It's a very good showing. You know?
I don't see top 5 in this future, but that's just because based on the lineup being just insane this year. This is a tough freaking Arnold Classic this year.
Yeah, it's hard, man. And when you have like Samson and Derek that brought it like that, man, it's just and Clarita and Andrew, you know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see who the top 6 comes out to be. You know what I mean? Just if Brandon maybe both, I don't know.
I mean, we're going to get to first call out within a few minutes, and it's going to be very interesting. We already know Samson and Derek are a lock for that first call out. I get Andrew Jack in there. Pretty sure Brandon's going to be there. Clarita, but will it be a 5-man? Will it be a 6-man? It's interesting. Whoever's added to that list right there is going to be telling. I'm very curious to see because the judges, they have an idea in their head already.
Oh yeah, for sure. They know. They have everything's jotted down. Look at that. It's a packed house.
Yeah. That's not to say that it's fixed or they decided winners ahead of time. It means they're getting a look at all these guys in these routines, and that's giving them there's Derek's mom. I just saw her there. It's giving them a good idea of who brought it. So yeah, here we go, guys. This is a moment of truth. Who's it going to be? I remember Bob Chick, he would always say, "Who do you like? Help the judges out. The judges don't need your help. They're all set."
No.
Yeah.
Like Derek looks humongous.
Okay, so this is not a call out, guys. This is again another chance for the judges to just take notes on who they want to put in the first call out. This
And
is
you
just
see Andrew right next to Samson, dude.
Yeah. See, it's numeric. It's numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across the screen.
Okay,
Yeah,
Brandon.
Andrew is so tall. Now the amateur winner is tall too. Look at him.
The Andrew looks good, man. The Andrew looks good next to Samson, Ron.
He does. He does. It's not a
He-
blowout.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's comparing very well.
He's comparing very well. And you get like when you put Derek next to him and Brandon, that's a good call out right there. And then Lunsford on the far left looks ridiculously hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a crazy prediction right now. I don't think the last call out is going to be a 2-man call out.
No,
with
I don't either.
With Samson Derek. I think it's going to be a 3 or 4-man call out. The last call out.
Has to be.
Because I'm seeing so much from Andrew. I can't see him not getting a really good look.
No, not whatsoever, dude. And Brandon actually looks really good.
Yeah, Brandon still got it, man. He still got it.
The legs on Lunsford, it's shocking how different that look. That with his legs are like that, there's no imbalance anymore.
Right.
The imbalance is gone. But Andrew, I don't know.
Steven Tyler, who do you want to see, guys? Who do you want to see?
They want to work the shit out of them.
Oh, they have to. And you know what? I like the fact, especially when Big Steve Weinberger is a head judge, he does put the guys through their paces. He shuffles around. Sometimes if it's close, it seems like he just wants to see who's going to drop first.
I think I do too. Exactly whose colors going to start fading.
Yeah.
First.
We have seen people fade on stage. They lose their pump. They start shaking because it's tough. So this is a second group. This is just an initial look by the judges. After this is the rest of the lineup. This is everybody else. So right after this, first call out.
Florida looks absolutely fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, as vertically challenged guys ourselves, we have a special place, a warm place in our heart for Sean Clarita, the Giant Killer.
So I'm going to say first call will be Samson, Andrew, Brandon, Derek, Sean, and William Bonac.
Okay.
Maybe James.
Yeah, I mean, I probably have. I'm looking at. It's hard because they're on opposite ends of the stage. I'm looking at Bonac and Hollingshead, trying to figure out who I would have ahead for the. Just in my mind at this point, I know we need to run them through the poses next to each other, but Bonac is certainly a shorter, thicker guy. James has no lack of muscle mass himself. I don't know, man. I'd probably have Bonac ahead of him, honestly.
Yeah.
Right.
But that'll be the heck of second call out with Bonac, James, Clarita, and the rest of the guys to see who's in the top 5.
I mean, that's the great thing about only having 12 guys in the shows. The second call out's pretty good too.
Yeah. And they're going to work them. They're going to work the hell out of them. We got told.
I mean, there's no rush. It's not like there's 50, 60 guys they got to try to get through.
I go, Mandy, who you got? I go, she goes, Lunsford. He goes, of course.
Is that just a favoritism because he's a Tampa guy?
Yeah, I think so. It's just because it's Lunsford. We met him when we first met. The first time we saw him, dude.
Okay. I met him. Akeem. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Good job. Well, there you go. I mean, so Akeem is probably ahead of Bonac and Hollingshead, and it's not really a surprise. He was 5th place last year.
Oh, yeah, you got Bonac out there.
They're 5th. I think it was it Hollingshead 4th last year, and Akeem was 5th.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, I remember
Hollingshead was 5th, maybe.
I know Hadi won. It was Samson was 2nd, and I'm already starting to get confused. Okay, so they're moving around. They're going to move him again. They're not going to leave Samson all the way over there. Of course not. So middle, no surprise. 2023 Mr. Olympia and 2024 Mr. Olympia side by side on the end over there. Where's who?
That's that Samson and that pose and Andrew are just. It's telling.
Samson is there's not a bad pose for this guy anymore. His back shots a few years ago were kind of iffy. He has fixed everything he needed to fix. So it's apples and oranges, man. Apples and oranges. I hate to say that. It's cliche.
And you notice too, even Lunsford's arms look better. Like they look, I don't know if they're more separated, but they actually look better.
I do see more separation. I do see more separation.
And maybe, maybe it's time too, because it's just time. He looks good too, man.
Derek is 31 years old. That's still very young. I mean, that's how old I know Lee Haney was when he retired, but Ronnie was still finding his way as a pro at 31. He didn't win his first Olympia till I think he was like 34, 35. But man, look at that. I knew Derek was good. I still give Derek the back shot. I give him that pose.
It's not even close. Black shots are not even close. That's just
it's only one pose. I know, guys, but Derek's back is just the glutes.
That's just game over, lights out.
Look at that. It's like a cobra. Samson's a very wide guy. He's got a very good back. Derek is known for his back.
And the chatter online is going to be like Derek should win the show. You know that, right?
Well, right now it's close. I don't have Samson dominating him by any means.
No, not whatsoever.
I wouldn't have a heart attack. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself. I wouldn't have a heart attack if Derek wins this, based on what I'm seeing right here.
And you know what, too, though,
where'd you go, Mike?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. I was deep in thought.
Okay.
That's all, dude.
Share your thoughts with the class.
It's just, Ron, you got to compare. There's so many comparisons with these guys. You'd almost want to do a 3-man with Andrew, Samson, Derek, Brandon. Did you have to mix them up and keep comparing over and over because Samson looks good, but Derek looks damn good too.
I mean, Derek did everything. Derek did everything he needed to do. Everything I was hoping we would see from Derek, we're seeing it right now. Well, Sean, a little disappointed Sean wasn't that call out, but that was a solid group. That first call out was a solid group, very solid group.
And I guarantee they'll put Sean next to Bonac, next to those guys.
Oh yeah, it's not. That's again the beauty of the Arnold is they don't have to rush. They're smaller lineups. They can take their time and make sure everyone gets a good look. So Sean's going to get a call out with those guys. I have no doubt in my mind.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming Sean and James probably will get a call out with that group.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like out of this group right here, Ron, obviously Sean and James kind of stand out the most.
Who's beating who out of those two?
I like Sean's shape, even though James is bigger, right? Sean's shape and his detail, even right there in that side chest, the detail between the chest, shoulders, is just it's a phenomenal look to him.
Yeah.
And that back shot's crazy, man.
Yeah, he has no weak body parts. The condition, Boss of Outlaw on his side. He did everything he needed to do. He showed up full, bursting full, shredded, dry, everything I was hoping Sean would bring to the show. James looks really good too. James is another Boss of Outlaw. Boss of Outlaw's got like half the freaking show, I think.
He's got a ton of dudes, man.
and he's able to give them all good attention. So good on him. That's a great shot for James.
It's a very like thick Dorian type shot, right? I don't know how big James is. A big guy too. He's a big dude.
Oh yeah, he's about 5'10", 5'11", maybe. 260s on stage.
And you see too, like his abs are tight too, and same with Clarita. They're keeping their abs noticeably tight the entire time.
Yeah, like I said, that was something I was a little concerned about with Clarita because in some of the video updates when he was posing in the gym, I could see he was relaxing his midsection as he was doing his turns from one pose to another. You can't do that.
No,
and he's not doing it here. Thank goodness he's not doing it here. Well, what does Arnold think? Let's read some lips. No, I can't do that.
Arnold, see, Arnold, it's our hero.
Yeah.
He's
who's that next to him? I think that's his assistant.
Yeah.
He's had the same assistant for a long time. He's a young guy. So here we go again. Yeah, they weren't going to let it rest with just that comparison.
No, they're working so this might be the top four.
Top four. Here we go. No real surprises. I think in all of our predictions, in no particular order, this was our top four.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Yeah, which some people thought were crazy for Curry being so high. We're like, no, I can't see Brandon being any lower than fourth, really.
And you know what, to me, like it just revitalizes Brandon's career.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like they're like, oh, Brandon's done. I mean, top 4 at the Arnold Classic, man.
And you know what? This is a great day for Derek. Regardless if he wins or loses this show this weekend, he proved that, last year was a fluke. He was over dieted, stringy. The legs were stringy. And that was just a fluke. It was just a bad prep. Something toward the very end, probably too much training. Something went wrong. Didn't bring his best look. And this is the best look that won him the Olympia.
The legs are dramatically bigger and fuller.
Taking nothing away from Samson. Samson Dauda is an astonishing physique. He's so big. The shape is so pretty. And look, you can see glute striations. It's not like Derek's glute striations, but that's the condition he was in when he won the Olympia. So it's clearly good enough to win.
I don't know, man.
I could give this to Derek right now.
Ron, dude, I was thinking literally the exact same thing. I don't know if Samson's fading a little bit, but your eyes are Samson's shape's there, but the comp. You know what I was saying, dude? Derek is better. He showed up better than the Olympia. That's all he had to do.
Yeah,
was be better than the Olympia, and he was going to be rewarded for that, right?
Yeah.
Samson had to maintain or come in better, but I don't know. It's early still, and again, we're not there, right? So
this is a pretty good lighting and a pretty good stream. So I think we're getting
kick ass stream.
Yeah, we're getting a very good look. Some of the streams we've seen, not so much. Yeah, Andrew, don't stick your tongue out anymore. It's just not.
It's not. That's not cool.
Yeah. I mean, the physique's banging. Andrew looks awesome, but the tongue thing, you don't need to do that.
And no, dude, it looks like a freaking iguana.
Okay, so leaving those two in the middle and really just shuffling Brandon and Andrew around. So I thought maybe Steve would put one of those guys like Andrew in the middle just to get the crowd going, because he does stuff like that. He still might. We don't know. It's not over yet.
No.
But
when you look at that.
Look at that.
And if you look at Derek, it looked like he changed his front and double up a little bit, like the elbows are a little bit higher. So lats are popping out a little bit more, makes the waist look a little bit smaller.
But damn, to me, Derek looks bigger than he's ever looked before.
He does. But is it that, or is it just because the extra fullness and the shoulder detail? That wasn't there before either, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's an illusion. We've all seen guys walking around and they don't look that big, but on stage, if they're really shredded and they have good deep separation between the muscles, they look much bigger on stage. It's an optical illusion. It's kind of like a diamond, a fine cut diamond versus like an uncut diamond for you.
When you see Clarita on stage as opposed to in clothes, it's shocking. You're like, there's no way.
So man, this could go either way based on what I'm looking at right here. Samson could easily win this. Derek could win this. They both brought their A game. I mean, this is a better Derek than we've seen since he won the Olympia, which he hasn't done that many shows, Derek, when you look at it.
Now too, dude, if Derek got this formula, why not do Pittsburgh? I mean,
is it 100,000 for first place?
$100,000, bro.
Yeah, why not? Take some money. Get some money.
And you don't compete that often. You don't compete very often.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Samson's so big, though.
He's massive. I mean, he got bigger. Every time I don't think Samson's going to get any bigger, he gets a little bigger. All right, so that was are they going to bring these guys out again? Yeah, I know they're still going. So
Sean, Bodak, James.
So now I do believe after that, I do believe now we are going to see a final 2-man call out.
Yeah.
They're not going to bring the 4 guys out. It's going to be Derek and Samson for the last call out.
And this is what 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, this is the battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place right here. I think I might go. Jeez.
They just. I don't know. And but I would say Bonek is solid 5th because he's still sitting right there. They're gonna give everybody a shot, though, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. This group here, this is a hard group to judge.
Take my glasses off.
Just look at the silhouettes.
Yeah, but my eyes are all closed, so I probably can't.
I don't know. Akeem is a big, wide dude. He's got it structurally. He's better than any of these other guys. If you're looking at structure, but geez, this is a great second call out group.
These guys are all close, man. But I don't know.
Hey, we always say we never see a case where everybody brings it, where everybody's in shape, but nobody's off.
No, this, and Giles said that too earlier in the group. He said everybody looks like they're going to bring it, and I was like, whatever. But he was correct.
Yeah,
like these guys. This is one of the few rare shows that all these guys like came in shape, and when it's like this, it comes down to more structure, fine detail. You're truly nitpicking with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, choosing between Bonac and Akeem is incredibly difficult for me.
No, it's hard, Ron. They battled at the Olympia as well too. You know what I mean? They're like close to the O2. So,
right.
Good thing too though. They're gonna score tomorrow night too. So, they're all gonna come tomorrow, be fuller and bigger. They'll all look better tomorrow night as well.
See, I don't really see too much room for improvement with anybody. It's like, I don't see anybody that looks super flat. I don't see anyone that looks like spilled over. But yeah, if everyone gets even better for tomorrow night, it's going to be, confirmation round is going to be a telling feature to the show, because we might see some guys move up or down.
You always hope for a competitive show like this.
I like Clarita. I like Clarita out of this group for the win.
Don't you?
I do. I got him.
I'm his Flavor Flav. I'm his hype man.
So I put him in fifth.
Bonac.
It's tough, man. Bonac, Akeem, and James, they're so close to each other. I'd probably go Bonac and then Akeem, though.
Yeah. Splitting hairs.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, these guys are all awesome. What are you going to do? So I say judging, I've judged before, like at the amateur level. Yes. It sucks because it's hard, because you have to really, especially as a competitor yourself who's been through all the pain of prep, you don't want to shortchange any. You want to do justice. You want to give everyone the most fair placing you can, and it's not easy. Like right here, are any one of these four guys dramatically blowing the other guys out of the water? No.
It's almost like to which physique you prefer, like which physique the judges truly prefer, because you can make positives and negatives for each guy. They're all good and they all came in shape. It'd be different if they were off, but they all got the waists are tight, quad striated, hard. They all dried out pretty well. So, I'm glad we actually have the confirmation round now. And look at that, even with that pose, man, like they all look great and they're most muscular.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not a weak physique on that stage, man. I do like Clarita. I'm very partial to Clarita. Just that roundness and the grainy condition. And he kept his midsection very much under control for this judging, which was one thing Carlos doesn't look happy there.
No, and you can see, dude, you can see it. Andrew in the tongue, bro.
Yeah, he's doing it again. What is going on, Andrew? Come on. So it's a 3-man call out. This has got to be it. They're not going to bring those other guys out again.
No. Is this the fight? The last one? I mean, Brandon's solid fourth, you would think.
Yeah. Derek in the middle. Well, they're all going to be in the middle at some point. I'm sure of that. Wait, what are they doing? Is that what they're supposed to do? I don't think so.
No clue.
They were not. No, that's not what they wanted. They wanted Andrew in the middle? I doubt it.
Do they?
Well, they're all going to be. I'm sure Steve's going to have them all in the middle at one point. They'll do 3 rounds. They're probably doing this, putting him in the middle first, just to fuck with people. Like, oh shit! But Andrew's a very, very solid third, just like we had in all our predictions.
He looks good, man. It's just
he's up against 2 Mr. Olympia winners. There's no shame. These are not slouches that are probably beating him right now.
And he's got the thong going on with the trunks too.
Yeah.
This is a whole new Andrew. Thong and tongue. What's going on, bro?
He seems very confident in his glute condition here. So,
well, it's not Andreas Mueller. It's not Derek Lunsford.
I don't know why he did that, because he's exposing, he's pointing out that his glutes are not that dug out. They're not that straight.
And Derek's the wrong person you want to do that next to. Like, you don't want to draw attention to.
It's exposing an area that he's lacking in condition relative to Derek. Even Sampson's glutes are dialed in a little better. So I don't do that again, Andrew. If you're not going to watch this anyway, I'm sure, but don't do that again. I'm surprised the judges didn't say something. Pull your trunks out of your ass crack. Look at the tricep, Andrew. Good Lord.
That's just freaky, isn't it?
But I like Sampson's alternative version of the side try. That's an old school way to hit it. Ab and thigh. Yeah, Derek's abs are just, I think he needs thicker abs.
It's just, and you know, too, it could be just one of those genetic things to where no matter what he does, he will never have abs. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's lean, they're just not thick. They're not developed.
No. And it just,
I shouldn't say that compared to the other guys. Because look, Sam's flexing his, and you can see his abs. Although there is a little bit of a distance between them, that line in the middle there.
Yes, Sam's like he's struggling a little bit.
Is Andrew still sticking his tongue out?
Yes.
It's like he's got like a mouthpiece in or something.
Who told him to do that?
This is a great shot for, geez, Derek's front lat spread is one of killer shots. I think I didn't like it, his lat spread years ago. I'm liking it a lot more now.
No, it's just time. You know what I mean? Like he stayed lean. He didn't have a chance to get big again after the Olympia. So you go from Olympia lean, you stay lean right into a prep for this, and you know, just that maturity, that hardness, it just comes. It's just they got to compete more. You know what I mean? You have to do more shows. You got to learn your body more. You can't do that competing once a year. Yeah.
So Sampson, I don't think being better conditioned back would have made a difference. He wasn't beating these two guys anyway.
No.
So it wouldn't have changed a damn thing. But I still would have liked to have seen a little better condition.
Tricep is rather bubbly.
I don't want to say suspect or suspicious, but it is a very, very prominent tricep. Let's put it that way. It juts out pretty far to the side.
Yeah, that wasn't in anatomy class. That part, I didn't see that on the side.
Yeah, and I'm not accusing him of anything. I don't.
No.
Stop doing.
I just didn't see that in the cadaver lab. I didn't see that part.
Oh, did you actually go see cadavers at one point?
Oh yeah, it sucks. That class on a Friday at 8:30. Should have never taken lab. That was a bad idea for me in college. Didn't make it very often.
Yikes. The smell must have been horrific as well.
Oh, disgusting. The formaldehyde was awful. And I'm like a sissy when it comes to that. And so it just wasn't for me.
I don't know, man. Sampson's, I don't know, man. This is tough.
It's hard to say.
Oh, so tough.
I would say but Andrew's a solid third place, and I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah, that's we're still kind of punking out on that because that's obvious. Oh, dude, I don't know.
Listen,
he's a bigger guy. Sampson's a bigger dude. He's got, he's a wider guy, but it shouldn't just be about height and weight. It shouldn't be like that. It's not. And
again, the improvements Derek made were dramatic to his legs, man. And I don't know if they're necessarily bigger or if it was just the fullness factor. He just got that because remember. He would always post pictures of his legs coming to the show. There was no pictures posted of his legs this time. Right? Everything was kind of kept under wraps, just upper body. So I think
some shots of legs, but they were few and far between.
Right.
Oh,
this is again who's gonna drop first.
Yeah. I mean, remember a year ago Hadi beat Sampson here, and Hadi had sort of not looked his absolute best at that previous Olympia that Derek had beat him. But he improved and he looked better than the Olympia. Derek did that here today. Could he do the same thing that Hadi did a year ago on the same stage and beat Sampson?
I think, Ron, Sampson, Derek, Hadi, and Martin are all so close that those guys will be like rotating Olympia wins, rotating Arnold Classic wins for the next years to come. I don't think any of those guys are going to nobody's going to get 2, 3, 4 in a row. Like, I'm sure even if Sampson loses today, he can still win it in October, right? Even if Derek wins today, he can still win. It's just, people are going to make a lot of it, but it's just we're at an era where there's no Phil Heath, there's no Lee Haney, there's no Ronnie. Those days are over with,
So I need to point out to everyone who's watching, some people are going to stop watching now because the guys left. So we're doing this again tomorrow night, guys. For those of you who are dropping out, which I understand, if you were only here for the open men, we're coming back tomorrow night. They're going to do the finals for open men. We'll find out who won. If they're doing classic next, I do like we just need to see awards. I think they're just doing awards now for
classic
divisions that we have left. So watch some commercials. Derek got it. Why is Jack sticking his tongue out? That's a really good question. Derek, I'll take Samson or Andrew any day. Okay, well, what about Derek? Andrew's tongue cost him points. Derek is sharp. They'll probably give it to Sambo. What? Sambo? Is that a racist thing? Calling him Sambo? I don't know. Derek should win. Derek won. Samson 2. What time is it? It's 9:18 p.m. So there. Derek got 500,000 grand coming. $500,000. It would be 500 grand, as we say in the USA. Where would you put Nick? Well, we don't know. He's not on the show. He looked the best till we seen his hamstrings. Derek deserved it 100%. If Andrew had bigger legs, he'd be better. Samson, tongue is muscle too. Well, that's true.
I love it.
Oh, sorry, same time, Jake. It starts at 7, and it's going to go for like 3 hours. Andrew underrated. Andrew Tate will win. What? Since pulls in the waist for tomorrow night, he'll win tomorrow. Samson better shape than Derek's typical. Derek definitely in better condition, but Samson won the Olympia without being in the best condition I've ever.
That is true. It's about the overall look.
Andrew's not winning. No. Andrew's second. No, I don't think he's second. No. Andrew for the win. Wow, you guys are great. You're great fans of Andrew. I'll tell you that. Synthol in Andrew's arms. I have to go do cardio. Have a good cardio session. How did Samson look? He looked pretty damn good. He looked as good as he did at the Olympia. A little bigger. Nobody talk about Andrew Hughes. I don't know. We don't point out Gyno here. So
no, I didn't even notice it. Honestly,
Big Lenny #1, Simpsons abs. I actually have to go back to the live because if I don't, it stops. Yeah. So I got, Bob Chick made that post, or they played that clip of Bob Chick and Sean Ray talking where Bob said Nick Walker would never win the Olympia. He's got an H frame. You're familiar with this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would think all of Nick Walker's fans were also familiar with that. So Nick made a post, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, a progress update. And he said he made a remark about the H frame, which he was obviously referencing what Bob said about him. So I made a lighthearted, sarcastic comment, and it was, "It's too bad you'll never win the Olympia, Nick. I really had high hopes for you since you've been as high as 3rd in the past." And let me tell you, even Nick didn't get the sarcasm. He said, and his fans, they tore me like 10 new assholes. Let me tell you, they were saying, "You washed up." They said I look like a shriveled up nutsack. Oh God, they were ripping me to shreds. And I tried to explain. I did copy and paste to every one of them saying I was being sarcastic, referring to what Bob said. And a lot of them said, "Bob who?" They had no idea what I was talking about. The only saving grace, I ended up deleting the comment because I was like, it just kept coming back. No matter how many times I said it's sarcasm, I was joking. They just read that original comment and they were just blasting me. So I just deleted the comment. But Nick's mom, Tracy, she said, "It's okay, Ron." She said, "Poor Ron, I knew you were joking." But even Nick didn't know I was joking. So Walker Nation, they tore me a few new assholes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure some of, I don't know. They're not like Harvard grads, so they may have, the sarcasm may have gone over their head also. But his mom got it, so it's okay.
Yeah. Well, she's older like us, the same generation as us. I don't. Tiffany Chandler, was she 6th place? I don't know if sarcasm is a thing the young generation gets.
No, because I think if you say it, it hurt their feelings. You can't do sarcasm; it'll hurt their feelings.
Is that a Wahlberg up there? No, right?
Is it? No.
He looks like one of the Wahlberg brothers, but no. He's probably one of the supplement company owners, I'm guessing.
Well, you wonder how much they paid Gronk to appear to be there, because I'm sure he's not cheap to show up at all.
No. He's retired, right?
Yeah. He said there's hints he might come back and play, but he's not coming back.
Did Tom Brady retire?
Yeah, he's actually part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, okay. That's an actual team? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the LA Raiders years ago?
Yeah, then they moved to Vegas, which I'm sure is not helping all the gambling addicts, but it's
I
legal
just
now.
remember the Raiders jerseys because that was like a big gang thing in the 90s when I was in LA.
Everybody had the hats. Everybody had the Raider hat, dude.
The Raiders hats and the Raiders jerseys. Oh,
yeah, man. the Raiders starter jacket. Everybody had a starter jacket.
So who is that? We should be calling out the places. I didn't watch the routine, so it's yapping. I think we were showing classic earlier, judging from the classic while they were doing the routine. So I'm sorry if I didn't cover the women's fitness. I'm not familiar with a lot of them. I remember Ariel. Who's this? This is
Amber. I think she did the Olympia too. Like they said.
Yeah, she must have. I'm sure. Yeah, I've lost track of fitness, man. I know Missy Truscott.
Jenny Hendershot and all those back in the day girls are gone, so we don't really know. And Ariel's old and hurt, so
yeah, Ariel's still a youngster. I think we just like Ariel so much because she's short and we're short. She's got a thick physique. We appreciate that as well, and she does incredible routines with cool costumes. What's not to like? But
Manny chuckled at the short joke.
Yeah,
he found that funny considering she's like 5'2".
That is Rico from. What is he still with NPC Activewear? I don't want to say he is because I'm not sure.
I think he sold it. If I'm not, don't quote me.
I think he did. I think you're right. We have to have the audio off, guys. Tamara Vaughn. Okay, I know who she is. So she's third place. Yeah, if the audio
she just did the physique round, but never in the routine round.
Okay. Third place, Tamara Vaughn. Congratulations. So after this, I think they just have classic award. Oh, they have wellness awards too.
Oh,
I do want to see who won classic. Because
that'll be a good one.
It's close. It's not a foregone conclusion at all. Like we thought. I thought Sommerfeld was just going to walk away with this show today. Before
I think everybody did. I think everybody thought he was going to come in because you know what I mean, but nobody saw Regan on the radar, right? He wasn't.
Logan.
Sorry,
we all look alike to you, don't we, Mike? I've been waiting to say that for a long time. But no. So second place, Michelle Frida Mensa. I think
that's the British girl.
Yes, because I think Lauren knows her. Giles's girlfriend. Second place, not too shabby. So I guess they were saying Jacqueline Cara, and I think she's the only one left. So I guess she's the winner.
Yeah, Jackie Baker one. I mean, second the past 2 years, third, second, finally got that nod,
She has been knocking on the door for a while. I know I remember seeing her in second and third place at many shows.
Yeah. And so it's got to be, also a favorite going to the Olympia because think about Missy's gone and you don't know if Ariel's coming back for the Olympia. But it's funny, that girl that always, what's her name? The one girl that always places high that's got no muscle. Like
she's Asian. I can't remember her name. Jacqueline Baker.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah, I'm sorry I don't remember her name, but physique round, she was very much out of place.
Very much, but she always places high in the routine round. So I don't know. I think you should have something physique to do this, not kind of just look normal. No, it's not normal, like normal. You know what I mean, Ron?
Yeah.
The physique round should count for something.
It's 50-50, isn't it? I think physique round is half, and then the routine is half. So she must just blow everyone away in the routine round scoring. Yeah. I'm sorry. She's Canadian, if I recall correctly. She's from Canada.
Yes.
Which are we taking over Canada? What's going on with that? Have you heard anything?
I think so. I think we're taking over the world, bro.
Greenland, Canada, the Gulf of America,
Gaza.
Yeah. Are we? Was there something about that too? You can see how closely I follow politics.
You don't even know anymore, dude.
I don't want to.
I just draw them RSO and just be happy.
Wake up, eat my food, go to the gym, do my YouTube videos. I'm good.
Keep it simple.
I don't need to worry about all that stuff. So fitness awards all over. Can I go to?
Becky Baker finally gets the win.
Let's see. What's that? Wesley. Wesley is fucking noob. What does that mean? What is this? Someone said something nasty to delete comments. Someone called Jen something bad. I'm deleting that.
People are idiots.
Harry Nutsack. With a name like that, of course, he's going to be trying to delete all that. I don't know what Harry said in the first place. It was probably, yeah, he said talk crap about the fitness girls.
Hey, you see, Bay's interview. Arnold's not doing the interviews anymore.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think he wasn't doing the interviews for a while because of COVID.
Oh, you may because yeah.
Maybe that's still the case because COVID's still around, somewhat.
Arnold's old. I mean, listen, man. I was watching today. I was thinking, Arnold got old, man.
Yeah,
Arnold got really old, bro.
how old
Like
is he?
just 76. He's like my dad's. He's born in 49, the same age as my dad. Like 76 or 77, I think.
Arnold Schwarzenegger age. Google knows everything. 77 years old.
Damn.
Yeah. Wow. July 30th, he'll be 78. Goodness
Holy
gracious.
shit, man.
Well,
Arnold's getting up there, bro.
you better interview the Open men's winner. If I win the Arnold Classic and Arnold isn't up there, I would friggin' be crestfallen. I would be very upset.
You'd have to.
Jacqueline,
You'd have to.
you did it, Jacqueline. Congrats. Congrats. Besitos, as we say in Spanish. Besitos, little kisses. Good for her. Yeah, someone I wasn't able to block him from but I deleted a few of his comments. I don't know. The reason I'm not putting up all your comments, guys, is when I go to do that, it seems to lag the stream. I don't know. I thought I had pretty damn good Wi-Fi in my house. Got the Verizon Fios, but no. So we're going to go into Wellness Awards, and after that will be Classic Physique Awards, and we'll wrap it up.
Yes.
So let's see how many of these names I recognize. How closely does Ron Harris follow Wellness? Well, not as close as he should, probably.
You predict Lisa Meiswinkle will be 6th place?
Lisa Meiswinkle, I've never heard of her before. They all look fantastic. I would never be able to judge Wellness. I mean, I would just go with like the physiques are all pretty similar as far as I'm concerned. I know obviously there are differences.
I have no clue how to. And when they describe it, they're talking like, "Oh, this is." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I don't.
I mean, to me, it's a figure upper body with like almost like a bodybuilding lower body, but with more emphasis on like a bodybuilder would never develop a female bodybuilder would never develop her glutes to that level. But it's encouraged.
The quads and the delt caps, you know what I mean, and the kind of the upper body hardness.
Yeah, like some of them have bigger upper bodies than others, but clearly they're bottom heavy. Sandra Colorado Acal,
all Brazil, probably
most likely. You know, so we know someone who's coming back. Shanique Grant is training for Wellness right now. Do you know where she's doing her debut?
No clue. No clue.
Wherever it is, she's going to crush it. I guarantee you. Because I was very, very wary of her making that transition because she never had, glutes, the booty. It's a very critical part of Wellness, and she never had a very prominent set of glutes. They weren't that big. So she's been retired or away for 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
She was a 6-time champ. 6-time champ? Did she win it? Anyway, she's clearly been putting in the work on leg day, glute day, and all that because the updates I was looking at a couple months ago, she definitely has a wellness champion. Cassandra Gillis, congrats, 4th place. She has a wellness lower body now, believe me. And I think she's going to I think she has a good chance of winning the Wellness Olympia. And I'm, because genetically, Shanique, she's a genetic freak. She was winning that. I think she won her first Olympia at 22 years old.
Yeah. She was more of like almost generational to where, like, I never thought she should have lost to Sarah to begin with because that kind of changed the trajectory of women's physique because Sarah rushed in that really granite hard, almost mini female bodybuilder look to where that wasn't the criteria you were going for. Like, listen, the DLB days are long gone. Like
Oh,
that's you're never going back there. But Shanique had it wasn't crazy big. It wasn't crazy hard, right? It was very Flex Wheeler, Linda Murray-ish type bubbliness. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, but it was just, I don't know. You just lost. I think you lost a really good athlete. But you just hope, man. I don't know. Like you just hope the groups aren't jimmied up and all. I'm like just kind of like Nassered. I'm gonna start saying Nassered instead of Jimmy.
I'm looking at Shanique's Instagram, and it says she's only 2-time Olympia champ. I could have sworn she won it more than that. Didn't you think she won it more?
She did it twice. I think she did it once or twice after Sarah. I think she lost it to Sarah, and then I don't know if she came back to do it again, but one more last time. I don't think it was an upset. The one girl lost.
So this is Issa, I'm assuming, won?
No, she lost.
Did she? Oh, crap. Good Lord. Oh, you're right. It's Issa second place. I don't know who that other woman is. Is that Francielli? I know I'm
no idea.
Setting myself up to get slaughtered by the wellness fans for not knowing. Yeah, I honestly, I don't follow wellness. All the respect in the world, but I don't follow it. Gorgeous. I mean, these two almost look like twins to me.
Yeah, Bellison, dude.
I mean, no, I mean, even facially, they kind of look alike. The two blondes that were just there. So who's our champ?
They do. They're just different height. Look. Okay. Brazil?
Probably.
Yep.
And what? Okay, so wow. I have never heard of this woman before today, and she just beat Issa, who's won a ton of these shows. So here's your next superstar for wellness. Wow.
I wonder if they even know who Arnold Schwarzenegger even is.
Oh, I'm sure they know who Arnold is. Come on now. I know he has.
He interview the wellness girl.
Will he?
There's no way that.
What's up with that?
Look at the creepy old man.
Why didn't he want it? Why didn't he interview the fitness winner, Jacqueline?
Come on, Ryan.
I'd be a little salty right now if I were Jacqueline.
I would too. How many hours did you train?
Yeah, he's got like 4 questions. Well, it's good to have a format, you know?
Yeah. No, maybe he's handed the trophy out.
Oh, yeah, no interview.
No.
What's up with that? Huh. Is anybody going to interview her? I don't know.
I bet she might even speak English.
She probably doesn't, but they usually have a translator.
Look, she's like, I'm going to hold it.
Yeah. Don't take my trophy. How dare you? I think they're trying to get her to put it down to take a picture. Put it down, girl. Put it down. Yeah, there we go.
Like, I have it. I hold it.
Where's my check?
Yeah, that's going to be direct deposits by 10 days. You got to wait on that.
No, I mean, the Olympia, they give out the big novelty check on stage.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like
how do you get that back on the plane?
Yeah, that's a good question. I remember, I think it was coming back from Tampa because Tampa gives out swords and axes for trophies. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but he was on my flight and he had to try to bring back the sword. And I saw him arguing with the security guys because he didn't. He tried to bring it on as a carry-on thing. He's like, I was trying not to eavesdrop, but he was trying to explain it's a trophy. It's not a weapon, but it could be a weapon.
All they see is a big axe.
Yeah. I remember 2017, I was on the same flight back from the Arnold. I was going back to Boston. It doesn't matter. It was Cedric was on my flight with that trophy, and he had to put that in the overhead bin. It's huge. God. That Arnold Schwarzenegger trophy is enormous.
Holy shit.
It weighs about 40 or 50 pounds too.
That's humongous. Look at Bay.
So Bay, yeah, David Bay. Congrats, David. I mean, David and I used to work together. David had the online editor job at MD before I did. He got fired all of a sudden with like no notice in January 2017.
Yeah.
And I got hired that's the same day. I didn't want to take the job only because I was perfectly happy just being a writer. I was like, I'm good with being a writer. I don't need to do that. But it all worked out. And David, you know, he's done very well. He's worked for the Arnold. He's worked for the Olympia. And now he's working for the Arnold again. You know, he stayed a very vital part of the industry. And I mean, he's emceeing the freaking Arnold Classic.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That was like Bob Chick's gig.
Yeah, for a minute.
A guy named
Ronnie Keeper first, then Bob Chick.
Do you remember Clint Richards?
Yes.
Yeah, he was more. It's like a standard sports announcer type of guy, but he did a good job.
He was proficient. He did good. He had a good voice. You know what I mean? It wasn't bad.
He just didn't know a lot about the competitors. Where someone like David, obviously, he does his research and he follows the sport. He knows all these people. He knows who they are.
He speaks really well too. He's very well spoken.
So good for you, David. Well, what are we? Okay, did they do that for the other divisions? No, right?
No.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah, they actually did. Yep.
Yeah. I think I was on the. I don't know what I was looking at, looking away from the screen. Yeah, so ESN, the big Elite Sports Nutrition, that is a huge supplement company in Europe, and they're making it possible for this free stream. So any of you who are watching, I don't know if you got this up or both screens, you got them to thank because free is the best. I love free personally.
It's a very clear webcam. The graphics are really good too. It's very like the pre-show is very Sports Center like, very ESPN with the highlights.
Yeah.
It was very, very good actually.
Yeah, the Olympia does a good job too, not putting them down. But
they do.
Brian Powers, who puts this on, he comes from the world of Comic-Con, which is big bucks, major productions. I mean, they drop like movie trailers for things like Transformers movies at those things and Marvel, Avengers movies, tons of celebrities. It's Comic-Con's bigger scale than our little world. Believe me, there's a lot more people that follow that type of thing than bodybuilding. So he's done a hell of a job because he's only been in charge of the Arnold for a couple of years. All right, let's see how this goes. Best poser, he got it again. Rightfully so. Well deserved, Logan.
Very, very well deserved. Nice little payday, 10 G's.
Oh, it's upside down. How much money is that? Okay, 10,000.
Not bad.
Oh, there you go. Flip it. There you go. Yeah, nobody else got a check. The other winners didn't get a check. There's Mike Ashley.
Look at that.
Mike Ashley, he won the Arnold Classic in 1990 after Sean Ray was disqualified. That's the only year that they drug tested the Arnold Classic and the Olympia that year. So Sean was stripped of his title and they gave it to Mike, who had been runner-up that year.
Yep.
Mike originally from Jamaica, I believe. Like
four guys failed that test that year too.
Yeah, a few of them. So Logan, well deserved. He is an amazing poser. I mean, two best posers in Classic to me are Logan and Terrence Ruffin.
Oh, by far. Like it's by far those two are well like head and shoulders above of everybody. Everybody's a good poser. They're all good posers, but those two really stand out and for the work they put into it. Logan's phenomenal, man. Like just him and Ruffin on the same stage would be you'll perk up when they come up.
I predict we're going to see it at the Olympia this year.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Even if he doesn't win this, he'll do another show and he'll win it.
Yeah, he's pretty much guaranteed. After this showing, dude, if he doesn't win, he's gonna punch his ticket.
Yeah, he'll find another show. He'll win. I mean, obviously, if he doesn't win this in a couple minutes, he's damn close. I don't see anyone else except Ruffin that can beat him at this point.
Bang bang.
And I don't know what Ruffin looks like with the new mask. So bang bang. Ji Hoon Bang, my bad. 6th place.
Oh yeah, Ji Hoon Bang, like G Unit. That's good. That's thick.
Excuse me. Achoo.
Ji Hoon Bang.
Looks fantastic.
He looked really good, man. Diet face for real.
Yeah, and like everyone from Korea, the legs are phenomenal. I've never seen a Korean athlete with bad legs ever.
No, ever. But it's just the back. The back, always the weak point.
Did we try to come up with a theory as to why that was? And we couldn't really figure it out. We were just talking idle shit.
Even Hidetade's back isn't great.
Right.
Wow. 5th. Oh, sorry. You're on a delay.
Yeah, because don't spoil it for me. Wesley 5th. I mean, that's about right. I know in real we're like, what am I, like 20 seconds behind?
Just about.
Yeah, because I kept making it lag every time I was going to the comments.
They expect a lot more, but it's like I said, maybe Febo's in a couple weeks in April. I'm pretty sure he'll do that one. I think he's doing Detroit as well.
But this also leaves room for improvement for the Olympia because he'll win something. He'll win something this season, and he'll get to the Olympia. And I hope Stefan brings him in. It's those legs. He's got to fill those legs out.
It's glaring. It's very noticeable, especially that you're going against guys with great legs.
And I just haven't seen any improvement in the past couple of years. I don't know what he needs to do. Whether would a full year off do him any good? Would his legs get bigger? I don't know. I wonder.
You don't know. But remember too, out of sight, out of mind.
Good for Matt because DeBoule there in fourth. That means
there you go.
Grego's going to be third.
Third place.
Good job, Michael. Good job, Michael. He brought it.
He was done out, man. He was peeled.
Yeah, but this portends well for Matt Grego to beat Michael DeBoule.
Yeah,
he's an Arnold UK winner. He's been top 5 at the Olympia. So Grego leveled up here tonight at this show today.
That's a very, very good showing. Very good showing.
Yeah, I had the hair transplant, but I'm always amazed at these guys that still have their hair and they're like over 30, over 40.
Every time I see somebody with hair, I go, look at his hair.
That beautiful hairline, so thick and rich. It's still there.
Yeah.
And the Asian guys always have great hair, always.
Oh, thick.
Like a mop.
Beautiful hair. Good job, Matt.
So third place, Matt. Yep, good job. He brought it. He's improved. He's getting better and better.
That's a damn good showing, man. Top 3 of the Arnold Classic is very good showing for him.
I mean, that's puts him in some good company for a very possible top 5 at the Olympia later this season. I mean, who are we really missing? We're missing Urs. We're missing Ramon. What other top class? Ruffin's not here. I mean, those are the only guys I usually consider locks for top 5. Now that Breon's done.
And Breon's done, so.
All right, don't spoil the winner for me. You're going to know the winner before me, so.
Oh, yeah, I'll be quiet.
Don't tell me. I want to react with genuine surprise if it is a surprise.
I'll cover my mouth.
Has it already happened in real life?
Not yet.
Okay. Oh, so I'm only probably like 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I know I can't go to the comments. So I'm looking at Logan and Mike here. That's tough, man. It's tough. They're both like, don't say my name in second. Don't say my name in second. Oh, Mike just whispered something in Logan's ear. So Logan is second.
Yep.
Great showing. Best poser.
Damn good showing.
And he pushed Sommerfeld to the brink. He pushed him very hard for that win.
It could have gone either way, man. I can see either guy winning. Logan looked phenomenal, best he's ever looked.
Yeah,
he looks like he's gonna cry.
Well, I mean, this is I've said it on his Instagram because he was a little upset. I actually, when I was doing the preview with Jose, I couldn't remember his nickname, and it sounded like I didn't know who he was, and I know very well who Logan is, and I was rooting for this guy for the past few years. I like this guy. He's a family man. He's a U.S. Army veteran. Yep. I like Logan a lot, so I'm always wishing him the best. But Mike Sommerfeld, hardworking, perseverant guy. He's been at this a while, getting better and better. Neil Hill has done a great job with him. Mike put the work in. He's improved dramatically over these past couple seasons. Oh, Mike looks like he's fighting back tears himself there.
Yeah, I think so. He leveled up, man. He improved. He's been improving a lot. Like he finally got his just due, and he's coming to his own at the right time. So, listen, he's obviously the favorite going into. Like, obviously, this makes him the favorite going in. But again, it's a long way till September, October. So, I'm sure there'll be another classic guy that'll come on, they'll kick ass, that'll win. They'll be like, oh, he's gonna win. So, but Mike, he's that dude right now, heading into that show. Like he's the guy that they're aiming for now. But again, like Urs is no joke, man. Urs and Ramon too they're top guys, So it's gonna be a good Olympia. It's almost better that C-Bum's not doing it, just so there's a little more excitement in the not to fight for second place. We're not saying, oh well, who's gonna place second to C-Bum this year? Well, there's like 3 or 4 guys that have a legit chance of winning.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the show that much more exciting. We love C-Bum. Come on, we love the guy. He made that division grow into something fantastic. He was the face of that division and he's going to be a legend. I don't see anybody else winning 6 of those titles in a row.
No.
But it's good that he's gone because A, it gives somebody new a chance, and B, now there's more excitement because with C-Bum in the show, I always knew, I didn't want to cut anyone down and say you don't have a chance, but there was a very little chance of anybody beating him. He was just the golden boy. He had everything we wanted to see in Classic. So Derek Incredible and Este Show.
Yep.
The local Clash fights. Stream is not lagging on our end. No, it does lag when I post comments, Zionic. So that's why I had to wait until he got his win here to do that. Derek's legs were more separated. Sim's quad sweep was better. Samson killed the most muscle with Derek got the back shot, sit back to Liz.
Yeah, I can see that.
His biceps are small compared to others. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
They called you a shrivel nutsack. Yeah. What are you going to do? I've been called worse. That's not the worst thing I've ever been called. It was funny. Side triceps, definitely Samson. Thigh was the only pose Andrew really had. Don't kill the part by not including US out here. Oh, well, I see Exotic. I had to because see when I'm doing that, you see the stream only lags on this when I'm going to the comments, which it never happened before. So I don't know why. I do have pretty good Wi-Fi. Arnold's from Austria. That's a dude. Samson. So there's a prediction from George. You remember George from the boards?
Yeah.
George got shredded for his last show. He's got Samson, Derek, Andrew. Yeah, I could see it very well.
Either way, yeah.
We've been saying that for like 8 weeks with that top 2. All wellness winners are only blonde Brazilians. It's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Why can't anyone else see Andrew taking this? What did I miss? Well,
condition.
Andrew's condition, his glutes and his hams were pretty soft. Even if they had been tighter, I don't think it would have made much of a difference. Both Samson and Derek both have more complete physiques. Samson still needs a little bit more side leg, particularly hamstring.
Right.
He's a taller, lankier guy. He still needs to fill out a little bit if he's going to beat guys who have the level of mass and condition that we see with Samson, with Derek, with Hadi Chupan. They just all have him on those categories. Cut out pussy Arnold when I was 5. Sex girl. I see this is sex girls. Oh, yes. Yeah, I agree. Sex girls. Oh, yes. Andrew, slim legs front, slim legs rear, distant third. Yeah, he needs a little better legs.
I think everybody just waiting for Andrew just to show what he's truly capable of. Like he was close in Texas, but it's not all the way there yet. He's close.
What pussy? Nobody was showing their vagina. Come on now. I don't think. Did I miss something? Derek, Simpson, Andrew so far. Yeah. No, Jen, the stream. I know I'm lagging. This was 14 minutes ago, 11 minutes ago. No, there was no charge for the stream last year either.
No.
Yeah, free stream. You gotta love that. Looks good. Fit. Chickarella or Bay. Well, I can't really hear them, Joe, so I don't know. Derek might be winning. Drug testing. What steroids were they supposed to be natural? Yeah, they were supposed to be. This is 1990. We're going back 35 years. They were supposed to be steroid-free while they were competing, which really means they were off drugs as long as they needed to be to pass the test. A few weeks.
It didn't work out like that for a lot of them.
Wesley doesn't have the overall shape. Derek won all the back and side poses. He should win. I don't know about the side poses. I like Samson's side poses. The back shots.
Great side poses.
I give Derek the back shots, but I think I'd probably give Samson the side shots. Yeah, they tested for everything, but everyone had been off for a few days. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Wesley needs a full off season to kill his lower half. That would not be a bad idea.
It wouldn't actually, man. You know what I mean?
I don't know what jugs he was talking about at 9:42. There was one of the wellness girls. The
he said those jugs.
Jugs isn't all. That's not a politically correct term anymore.
That's such a fifth grade term.
It was also a porn magazine, Jugs. I don't know if you remember. Back in like the 70s or something. Anything else? I like Wesley overall. Koreans. That is. I think I'm just going to go. These are all old comments now, guys. I'm sorry I missed all your comments in real time.
Right, fellas.
It is shown. I would appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for watching, Christian Roman. Christian's my friend, and Roman is a good friend of mine, a guy out in California. We all thinking about Salmon Classic. I think he's not going to do well as a pro. Sorry.
But it'd be a lot of hype.
Video is not playing at all. What video?
Let's
It looks like all right, we're starting to lose people, which is fine. So it's over. Yeah, I'm actually gonna stop the screen now. Yeah, let's wrap it up, Mike. I thank you so much, Mike, for taking the time.
Of course, bro.
Great time with you. I mean, I could
Loved
do this
it.
by myself and it would suck. So thank God you're here with me. Appreciate all you guys who watched tonight. We're coming back tomorrow night for the finals. Of course, tomorrow night's a few more divisions, but we're going to put most of our focus on open men. Judging is over. They're going to do a confirmation round. We're going to see their posing routines, and we're going to find out who's going to win. It's going to come down to either Samson Dowda or Derek Lunsford. They're very, very close. Yes. Both Mike and I don't know who's winning. I have no idea. They're so close.
It's going to be, Ron, it's up for grabs. Like, this is the best part of the show because we don't know. There's nobody came in with just got one call out. It could go either way. So this is what's the best part of the sport, not even knowing, bro.
Yeah. I mean, if we knew exactly who was going to win, tomorrow night we'd have no drama. It's going to go
exactly.
It's going to go down to right when they're side by side and Bay calls out the winner. Really disagree with Logan second. Yeah, I could have seen Logan winning. Yeah. I wouldn't have been upset. But Mike looked damn good. Damn good.
$500,000, bro. $500,000.
Where do you think Hottie would have placed based off his O appearance this lineup? Whew, it's a good question. Good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Third? I don't know. Second, third? I don't know. Logan looked the most
Top
like that. Yeah, he would have been up there. When the Open go on stage tomorrow, it starts at 7, but that's, they're going to go through other couple other divisions. We'll be here at 7, guys, so you can tune in and go back and forth. We've been on the air for almost 3 hours, Mike. Wow.
Holy shit. God damn.
We didn't get smash the like before you go. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. Yes. If you're not subscribed, guys, for those of you still left, please subscribe to the channel. Helps me out. Good night, everybody. Good night. All right, I'm going to call it like they do time of death. Call it. It's 9:55 p.m. for Mike and myself here on the East Coast of the United States of America. I don't know. Do you consider Florida the East Coast, Mike?
Oh, yeah. Very East Coast.
Close enough.
Close enough, dude.
If you're on the East Coast side or if you're on the Gulf of America side, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that is going to wrap it up, guys, for tonight. Tomorrow night, please join us again. We'll be here doing it again with Mike. I'll talk to Giles and see if I can talk him into taking a long nap tomorrow and staying up with us for the finals. But it was very late. He's 5 hours ahead of us right here in the U.S. So all you European guys who watched, appreciate it. Appreciate you being up late. That's it, man. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir. Loved it.
And thanks, everybody. And we'll be back here tomorrow night. Peace out.
Peace.
And I got to hit end stream. My bad.